prompt all of the agents in this workspace to prepare to assist me. Let's go, chat.
All agents prompted. They're ready. All set. They're prepped and waiting.
All right, chat, welcome back, everyone, to day 172 of Vibe Coding an App until I make $1 million. We are back. It's good to be back, everyone. ARR is it's just climbing, guys. It's at 167K. It's insane. Before we get started, hold on, let me turn down the music a little bit and then we'll talk. This is what happens when you show up every day. This is what happens when you're consistent. This is what happens when you just don't give up. And we're just going to keep pushing forward. And today is the day where we're going to show up and we're going to keep on grinding. But with that being said, MX Crafts, what's up? Will, what's up? Kerr, what's up? Let's go. Sock Maxing, let's go. Finesco, what's up? Mute the app, what's up? Let's grind, chat. Whistleyo, what's up? How's it going, chat? So guys, I have a ton to show you. Let me just pause the music real quick, pause the hype music, because I got a ton done over the weekend, and I didn't stream this weekend or on Friday because I was just grinding. And I actually want to show you guys a quick update on BridgeSpace. Version, it's 3.0.47 is the latest version of BridgeSpace, and today we're going to be grinding at 100 likes. I am going to be testing Obsidian with you guys. So Obsidian, if you guys don't know what Obsidian is, this is Obsidian. And as you guys can see here, this is basically like a memory system for your agents, okay? And I've been hanging out a lot in the BridgeMind community, the Discord community, and in like talking to some people in the voice chat channels. And I've had several people show me these. And it's crazy. Basically how this works is you set up these documents, right? And they all link to each other. So for example, this is the welcome document, and this one links to all of these other documents. And you then can pass this into a coding agent like Claude Code or Codex. And let's say you are working in, let's say just on like the website, right? Well, it would reference this file in the Obsidian Vault is what it's called. And then it would be able to like find the related information relative to what it would need to do that task, right? So they have this really cool memory graph where you can kind of visualize that. But what we're going to be working on today is we're going to be testing Obsidian. And I'm going to be showing you guys pretty much what I've been doing over the weekend. There's a couple new features inside of BridgeSpace. The first one being we now have a couple things. Let me show this to you. So if you guys go over to MCP servers, this is actually pretty cool. Inside of BridgeSpace, you can now sync all of your MCP servers, okay? This is something that I built over the weekend just for fun because I was like, you know what? I'm so tired of having to like work in Codex. And hold on, I'm gonna turn the chill music on. But I'm so tired of like working in Codex, right? And then working in Claude Code and not having all of the same MCP servers. So I built this tool inside of BridgeSpace. If you guys have BridgeSpace, you can go to the MCP servers page here and you just click sync, and it syncs all of your MCP servers, okay? And if you guys are familiar with the BridgeMind MCP, the BridgeMind MCP is now easier to connect than ever before. So watch this. I'm gonna actually remove this so I can show this to you guys. So if you zoom in here, what you're gonna see is that I don't have the BridgeMind MCP set up, but all you have to do now is click add. It mints your key and it adds the BridgeMind MCP to your MCP servers, and then you can just sync, and then it's gonna sync it to Claude Code, Cursor, Codex, and Open Code, whatever you have set up, right? But just like that, that's now done, And now I can go back over here, and let's say I go into this workspace, and let's do at BridgeMind, or actually let's do BridgeSpace, Tari, okay? I need you to use the BridgeMind MCP and review the BridgeMemory project. And then check this out, guys. I even built a new feature where if you go over here, there's now like this little tool icon. Do you see this? If you click this, this is skills, okay? And you can now like create your own skills, but there's also some skills that I've created. One example is Bridge Security, Bridge SEO, Bridge GitHub, and another one is the BridgeMind MCP. And all you have to do is drag and drop this skill and submit it. And now it's going to be able to easily work with the BridgeMind MCP. So it's pretty cool. Alolu said, what's up? How's it going? Over on Twitch, what's up? Gato Meow, what's up? How's it going? Tommy, what's up? But yeah, this is huge. Are we far from AGI Jarvis yet? I think we're pretty far. Honestly, the last model drops were a little bit, they were underwhelming, to be honest. The last couple model drops were pretty underwhelming. Yeah, so Bridge Hub, so I wanna show this to you guys. So this is pretty cool. So if you go over here, there's now a couple different things. So you have this Bridge Skills page, okay? So this is where you can put skills, okay? So you can create a new skill, and this is where you put a skill, and we actually built a similar thing with skills. If you look at this, you can now sync all of your skills using BridgeSpace. So you can see that with Claude Code, I have 10 skills, so I can click here and I can see all of my skills, right? So you can see all the skills that I have in Claude Code, all the skills that I have in Codex, all the skills that I have in Open Code, and you can literally now just sync all of your skills across these tools using BridgeSpace. It's actually very nice. When is Hermes agent setup releasing? So yeah, so I've been grinding content. If you guys noticed, I did like the Tesla video, which I don't know if you guys thought of that. The Tesla video was pretty cool. And then I also did cloning myself, which I'll show you guys more about today. But I am gonna be putting out a couple different videos this week. I didn't put one out this morning. I am going to be making a video on Obsidian. We're going to be testing Obsidian today. So we're going to test it so I kind of understand it a little bit better, and then I'm going to make a video on it. But the reason that we're testing Obsidian is because it actually is going to help us build this new feature called BridgeMemory. Okay, now BridgeMemory is going to be a competitor to Obsidian. But one thing that I noticed about Obsidian, and we'll check this out when we're testing it today, is it isn't super easy to actually connect with Obsidian. Like I talked to a couple people in the BridgeMind Discord community, and they were saying that like basically they have to like write in their agent's MD file information about connecting with Obsidian. I don't know if anybody in the chat has anything else to say. Tell me more about Bridge GitHub. It just is a skill to be able to like easily push it. You can literally click on it and see more about it, but it's just as a skill for pushing things to GitHub, which it's very nice. But yeah, I mean, I think that like there's a lot of improvements that we're making to BridgeSpace, and we're going to continue to make these improvements, and we're going to continue to market, and things are working out very well. You know, we're at 167,000 in ARR, so we're just going to continue to head in the right direction. Today, we're going to be focused in on this BridgeMemory feature. So let's get to 100 likes so that I'm going to test Obsidian like really thoroughly, because I want to understand, like even from the chat too, like, yeah, like what are people liking about Obsidian? And is any part of this open source? No, because this is a proprietary product. This is what's driving a large majority. I mean, at the end of the day, BridgeMind is a vibe coding ecosystem, but this product here is honestly driving most of the revenue, because when we did the BridgeSpace 3 launch, revenue literally went up like 130%. So, you know, I think that this is definitely like the main focus for us. You know, Bridge here got a really good UI revamp. You guys probably noticed, like, and I did all this just in like one day. Tommy said Claude Code Work plus Obsidian is pretty powerful, but I use it locally. Only no MCP stuff above my pay grade right now. Okay, that's interesting. But check this out. So if you guys go to Appearance now, there's now 23 new themes. And I did this because like before there was just like black and I'm gonna blind you guys, but light. But now there's 23 new themes, and my favorite is personally this Dracula one is nice, but also this one here is pretty nice as well. So we're gonna use this theme, and let's just get started for the day. The first thing I wanna hammer out before we get to 100 likes, because we do want to test all of this, the first thing I wanna test out is, because we're gonna test Obsidian at 100 likes, the first thing I wanna do is go over to the Discord and solve any bugs that we have. I have a couple bug reports. This is something that we're gonna be knocking out. And just so you guys know, Codex at this point is way better than Claude Code debugging, especially with backend related stuff. So check this out. So we have a couple bugs. So this is the first bug. Recent update broke IME composition propagation to terminal input. So title leads with recent update broke. Dev scan titles for regression keyword key. Okay, so this guy, he's saying, what's the bug here? Japanese IME composition. Okay, so he provided a bunch of information here. So Japanese input. Okay, so he wants to, okay, so this guy wants Japanese input is what he needs, and apparently the last update broke that. So he's reporting this, and let's just, literally all you have to do for bugs is you can just copy all of this and then go over to Codex. Codex is definitely the best when it comes to bugs. Just drop it into Codex, and then you just drop in BridgeSpace Tari, okay? I need you to do an in-depth review of this bug report and fix. Okay, and I do have a bug. Let's get the dev server started. Finesco, yeah. Okay, so Vice said, would you tell someone looking to build to learn to code or to learn AI? AI seems like an entirely different trade. Yeah, so things are changing quite a bit. So really like the way that things are headed, in my opinion, and they've been headed this way for several years now, but things are headed in the direction where you're not gonna be coding in 2 years. Like nobody is going to be coding manually. I think we're already at that point. Anybody that's still like coding like by hand, I don't know what you're doing. That's crazy to me. To be completely honest, I think that not a whole lot of people are actually doing that. I think you'd be pretty surprised. It's pretty much all transitioned over. Okay, what do we just have here? What's the issue here? Okay, I think that hold on. Okay, let's go over here. It looks like I have some sort of issue in the sign-up process here. Okay. Okay, something's going on in the sign-up process here that we're going to want to take a look at. Obsidian is incredible for research. You can embed almost anything, videos, search results, Google Scholar, etc. That's insane, yeah. Yeah, we definitely want to try that out. The sign-up worked fine for me today. Yeah. This is just local. There's like, I think it was just a little bit slow, but there we go. It just loaded in. So there's a bunch of stuff that we have local. The first bug that we want to look at that I actually got this morning, this is in production right now. I don't know if anybody else is experiencing this, but watch this. This is a test to show the duplicate bug. So watch this. It's literally going to paste it in twice. So it says, this is a test of the duplicate bug. This is a test of the duplicate bug. Do you see that? So for some reason, it's duplicating whatever I say when it's inputting. So let's just test. I think I already fixed this, but we definitely want to get that shipped out real quick. This is a test of the duplicate bug. This is a test of the duplicate bug. Okay, so that did fix that. Let's just confirm here. This is a test of the duplicate bug. Yeah. Okay, cool. Okay, so Pimasad said, to be honest, vibe coding is just another tool for most devs. They fix it and use it. Also, if the bug fix doesn't work, it's a nightmare to be drowned in code you don't understand. Oh, there's an echo apparently. Okay, let me fix that echo. Thank you. All right. Okay. All right, I just fixed the echo, thank you. But yeah, I mean, I think that like what I'm seeing with BridgeSpace is there's just so many opportunities for us to make this even stronger. And I'm really excited about my Hermes setup as well because Hermes is incredible. If you guys haven't heard of Hermes Agent, I have 5 of them running for me. I even cloned my own personality. If you guys missed that video, basically what I did is I took all the transcripts from all of my videos and I dumped them into a Hermes Agent and basically cloned myself. It has my soul, my personality. I'll show that to you guys later in the stream. But let's get this shipped real quick. The first thing I want to do is let's just add BridgeSpace Tari. I need you to look at the GitHub action workflow and identify how users are able to deploy the releases. Look at the GitHub action workflow and give me a quick summary. And then after you do this, I then need you to create a BridgeSpace deployment skill in my BridgeSpace skills. That is a skill of being able to bump the version of BridgeSpace and get all local changes committed to GitHub. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do there. So this is actually super, super useful. This is a new feature that I'm gonna start using. So over the weekend, I was just grinding it. As you guys know, like I actually don't like content creation. But the thing is, it's necessary. You know, if you don't create content, if you don't market, then you're probably not gonna succeed, to be honest. You know, it's easier to build than ever before. It's not easy to market. So what I did is I was building, and I did create this skills sidebar, and I've actually been using this quite a lot. Like, for example, this is just a skill that comes with BridgeSpace, okay? Do you see this bridge security? So literally all I have to do is I can just do this, right? And I can just drop this in, and that's a security skill that's gonna do a complete, like, thorough analysis of that application. Okay, some people over on Twitch, Towel said, I rated this month, it's huge, I like it. Thank you, man. Thank you, Mute the App. Has offering complete vibe, yeah. Do you use any tools to help you market? Yeah, so we may look at that today, because I do have a tool that I built called View Creator. This was the tool that actually has taken up the most time in this series. It's crazy. I built a tool that was for clipping, and it was called View Creator. And this product actually has not performed very well. It makes up about $10,000 of our ARR, which is actually very small, because if you think about that, that's literally under 1,000 MRR. Whereas with BridgeMind, right, that's literally 13,000 MRR. So, okay, bridge security discipline loaded. Yes, I want you to do an audit. But guys, I'm just starting to notice, like, more and more that Codex is actually in a lot of ways better than Claude Code. I'll kind of talk a little bit more about that in this stream, but I'm starting to notice ways that it is just a lot better. This should create a skill here in a second. Let's see. Okay, great work, but I now need you to make sure that you create the skill in BridgeSpace so that I have the skill in my skill sidebar. Okay, hold on. This is so annoying. Okay. Okay, please tell me you've tried goal in Codex. Now, I have not. What's goal? What is goal? I've heard about it. Let's try it. Let's do /goal. Have I not? I didn't even see it. What is that? /goal? I have not tried /goal. Glorified Ralph loop? What? Goal is? Also, chat, I do have ultra low latency turned on in the YouTube chat now. People were asking me how to do that, so I turned on ultra low latency. So it should be a little bit, the latency should be much better. Have to set it in goals. Okay, so I have to set, okay, thank you, Marley, man. So you have to set this to true. DJ Vision, what's up? How's it going? All right, let's turn goals on. I need you to turn goals on in your settings. I have a Pro X5 plan, and I don't hit limits with full vibe code. Yeah, is that with the, is that with Claude? You have a 5X? Honestly, that plan, Claude plans, their rate limits, they are a little bit better now. I have to say they are better for sure, but still, like, a pretty long way to go, honestly. Okay, I still don't have any skills here. Okay, let's check this out. So I'm trying to get this one to actually create a skill. It is struggling though. I think it's still working. Okay, so it should show up here in our skill sidebar. And let's go back over here and let's just process a ton of these bug reports. So this is the first one. Let's just copy all this. And like I said, I just think that Codex is better at this point for anything related to debugging. Codex is a lot better. I hate to say it, but you know, hey, the usage limits are better. So much is better. If you just throw it into extra high and you drop in an issue, it's pretty much going to be able to get it first try. So we're going to do that with all these bugs. I've been doing that with all my BridgeSpace bugs. Let's close out of these Claude codes. We're going to have Claude Code running on a couple different tasks. Then we're also going to have Codex running on a couple tasks. Okay, so this one, oops. All right, Codex. Okay, so we have 4 Codexes. This one is, did this actually create it correctly? Let's see. Okay, perfect. So you guys see this skill that I just created? So now what's nice is, like, we can go over here, and now if I go right here, what we can do is I can just drag and drop this in, okay? I now need you to bump the BridgeSpace version and get all local changes deployed to production, to GitHub. So we'll literally just throw this skill in, and now instead of me having to write the same prompt, I just created a bridge skill that's just available here. And as you guys can see, it's very nice because it's just in the sidebar here. So instead of ever having to like write a prompt, you can just drag and drop it in. You guys see that? So you just drag and drop it in. It's very nice. I built that because I just thought that I needed it personally. So if you guys use BridgeSpace, definitely go check that out. That's a new feature. What are we working on today? So how many likes are we at, chat? Hold on, let me pull up YouTube. At 100 likes, we are gonna be, but look at this, it's literally bumping the version and getting it deployed. It's very, very easy. That's awesome. That is awesome. So it's bumping the version, it's getting it deployed. That's exactly what we need. And then we're gonna be solving a lot of these bugs here. Screenshots paste twice, still not fixed. Okay, so let's get this one fixed. Shout out to Alpha here, who is actually, he posted an entire report here. So we're gonna wanna take this, and it's very nice because you can just basically copy this. And then let's go over here, and I'm gonna give it to GPT 5.5 extra high. I'm gonna add BridgeSpace Tari. I need you to review this bug report, figure out what is causing it, and fix. And then we're gonna go back over to Discord, and I'm gonna let him know I am working on this now. Thank you. So I'm just gonna drop this in, let him know that I'm working on it now. And people are loving BridgeSpace, guys. Big shout out to everybody that's using BridgeSpace, because so far people are just, it's just really good feedback so far. So I really appreciate it. Does anybody know if you get a lot of, if you get a lot of usage with Claude Pro or no? Are you talking about the $20 or the $100 plan? Because you're just not gonna get great usage, honestly, with Claude. With like the $20 plan, I heard people that they hit it within one prompt, which is rough. It doesn't seem to relaunch the CLIs I had open when I restart BridgeSpace. I am on Windows. Okay, so this here, I do know this. This one is a comp. So what he's asking for is when you close BridgeSpace, we did implement an update, like it was the other day, but basically you can now close BridgeSpace, and then when you reopen it, it has your workspaces pulled up. Like if you guys look over here, here are all my workspaces, right? So we have that working. The only thing that we don't have working is where it fully saves the state, okay? So it remembers your workspaces, it remembers where you had terminals opened, and it pulls it up. But the only issue here now is it's not gonna save the state. So let's come back to that one. Major BridgeSpace bug. Okay, yeah, I think that this is okay. This, I got reported this as well. So this isn't really a major bug, but it is a bug. So what he's saying is that on the skills page on Windows, which is that page that I showed you guys, it's over here. If you go to skill sync, so this doesn't freeze on Mac, but on Windows it is freezing. And this is a way to sync your skills. And what we just got is that we got a bug report of somebody saying, hey, by the way, it's freezing. So you definitely want to fix that. So let's go over here and drop this in. So I'm going to go to BridgeSpace Tari, drop this in. I need you to launch 2 deep dive agents and review this bug report and figure out what is causing this and fix this. ENIAC, what's up? How's it going? Marley Man said goals, true, not true, under features section. Yeah, so Marley Man, I think I did already enable this. Yeah, so it is enabled now. So now if I do goals, hold on, let's actually start a new. So shout out to Marley Man, because what we're gonna try and do is, can we get goals working? Goal, I still don't see anything. Goal, hold on, can we do features? Do you see this? It's not, is it experimental? Toggle experimental features. Oh, there's a task in process, hold on. All right, let's just go back to Codex. I think we have to let that load or finish loading. Okay. Okay, 1 second here, guys. All right, so these are all going. It looks like this one is, did this actually get deployed? Did you get this deployed? Would you show me the GitHub action workflow URL so I can follow it? All right, so we're gonna follow this. And then this one. All right, this one's working. I think this is done now though. All right, so let's try a /goal here. I'm still not, do you see this? It's still not working. Why is that the case? It's just still not loading that here. I'm still not, do you see this? It's still not working. Also guys, we did just hit 100 likes. We did just hit 100 likes. Do Codex features enable goals? Codex features, I don't, if I do Codex, if I do features, I don't see it. And what am I doing wrong, chat? People trust product where its maintainer does not even look at the bug issues. So the thing is that like, and I've been experiencing this with my Hermes agents. We are entering an age of software development where AI is actually fixing a lot of the bugs. So I'll show this in my Hermes video, but one of my Hermes agents, his name is Zach, and basically how he functions is he has a complete view of all of the errors that are happening in Sentry. If you guys know what Sentry is, it's basically, I'll show this to you guys later in the stream, but it literally is able to process all of the errors in Sentry and then auto heal itself without me having to be in the mix. Okay, so this is join link BridgeMind agent. I am searching so long Discord server BridgeMind agent community. Kindly help or provide me. Sorry, I didn't find any. Okay, is this somebody that's just trying to find a link to what? Oh. Yeah. Okay, so this is the bug. He's just trying to. He wants the link to the BridgeMind agents Discord, which is the BridgeMind. That's funny. Okay, after I updated Codex, BridgeSwarm is using an invalid argument. I think that we fixed this. I'm pretty sure we fixed this because yeah, I'm like, let's just test this. He's saying that when he's launching Codex, that it was launching an improper. Does Sentry have an MCP? Yes, it does. Yeah. Claude found 271 bugs in Firefox on its own. Some were there for years. Humans couldn't find them. Yeah. It really is crazy. We are entering that age of software development where, hey, at this point, AI is just really good at this. Christifa over on Twitch, what's up? How's it going? I also am now streaming on Facebook, X, Instagram. It's cool. But check this out. So let's go back over to BridgeSpace here, and I do want to test this to just make sure that bug is resolved. So let's do a bridge swarm real quick, and let's do a squad of Codex agents, and then we'll CD over into desktop. We'll go over to BridgeMind, and all I want to do is I just want to make sure, do an in-depth review of the BridgeMind API and search for security vulnerabilities. And I'm going to toggle the security audit here, and I'm also going to add BridgeMind API. And then let's go over here. I'll just call this Swarm 1. And okay, so first of all, we did just find a little bit of a bug. So on this page, you guys see how this screen is not properly rendering the theme? You see how this one is just not rendering the theme? Let's fix that real quick. So let's go over here. And because this is design related, I'm not going to pass this into Codex. I'm going to pass it into Claude. Claude is way better for anything related to design. So now we're going to go over here. We're going to paste in BridgeSpace, Tari. I need you to review the bridge swarm screen and note that it is not properly adopting the theme. It is hard set. Would you do an in-depth review of this and figure out what is causing this? Make sure that it has the proper logic so that it does implement the correct theme. Review the screenshot for reference, and then find the swarm screens and all screens related to swarms and make sure that they are updated accordingly. Launch 2 agents to help you. Okay, so we're gonna launch 2 agents there. Submit this. But yeah, I mean, what do you guys think about, wait, what is Towel saying? Sorry, I can't see what he's saying over on Twitch. How did we get to that ARR? What's the product and how did it get users? So yeah, so you're actually looking at the product. So for anybody wondering that, hey, how did we get to the ARR? First of all, let's actually pull up the Stripe dashboard, just so that you guys are all clued in. I did post this on YouTube and X, but I just want to on stream here show you guys where the Stripe revenue is at. I think that we're gonna have to like build up a little bit. You guys have seen probably that I think I put out like 3 videos last week, and this week I'm gonna put out a lot more videos. Because the marketing strategy there is, hey, content is king. You've got to put out content. You've got to grind hard to be able to become like kind of like a subject matter expert in the space. And then you have to figure out how to like enter a product into that space. So for example, here's the Stripe dashboard. Let's just do a refresh here, see where we're at. So over the last 4 weeks, I've made $26,879 from Stripe subscriptions. Current MRR is at $13,966. Actually, I've had a little bit of churn. Before I went to bed last night, I had like 499 active subscribers, so we've lost 4. But you're gonna see that, right? Like if you go down to the churn rate, you guys can actually see the churn rate right here. So the churn rate is 30, today it's 33%. So that means that, hey, we are gonna have to be like pretty, not necessarily aggressive, but hey, when it does come down to like, let's say a month out, hey, we're gonna experience like 33% churn. So unless you can figure out a way to get you know, a really good marketing strategy going with like BridgeMemory or Bridge Skills, or figure out ways to continue to improve the product, then you're gonna lose a lot of your subscribers. But churn, if you guys do look at this chart, hey, this time last month, churn was 40%. So I think that people can see that, hey, every day there are new updates to BridgeSpace, and I think people are liking that. I think people see that I'm putting in a ton of effort to make it the best ADE on the market. But that's current revenue, that's how we're making money, and we're gonna continue to improve it today. But that's just a quick update on that. So somebody just said, what kind of AI slop is this? Yeah, so I would probably just stop saying AI slop, just because, hey, at this point, obviously, you know, we've proven that you can make a significant amount of money building products with AI. We're proving what's possible. So I would stop saying that, because it's just not true. You could say that maybe in like 2023, 2024, but 2025 and 2026, everything's changed, to be honest. Especially if you know what you're doing. Remove button to cancel. All right, so let's see this. So this one, is this still working? I did not do a live, so that, okay, can you confirm that this is now completed? Okay, would you now create a similar skill, but for Bridge Voice? Review the Bridge Voice GitHub action workflow for reference and create a similar skill respectively. I think a how to use would fix churn rate, start to finish product would be nice. 100%. So Luke in the chat, so he actually just dropped in. He said, hey, you know, you should put out a how to use your product. And I do want to do that. It's just been, I'll be honest, like last week and the week before that, because we had such a big revenue increase, right? It did take some time for me to get used to, you know, all the influx of customer service inquiries and whatnot. But if you guys go to the BridgeMind dashboard, this is what I do want to build out. And I actually would like to make it a goal this week to get this done. If you guys go over to help, there's a bunch of videos that are just placeholders for now. And even if they're just like, you know, 1 or 2 minutes long, I think you're right, Luke. I do agree with you. I think that if I could create these videos, I do think that would really help churn. So I appreciate you for making that comment, because that's definitely, let's put it on the list. Let's put it up on the goal list, okay? All right, and something that I want to do now is I do see we did cross 100 likes on YouTube, so let's actually test out Obsidian. I'm going to do this today, so I'm going to put different like goals on the board today, and at each like goal we're going to like test out different products. So if you guys want to see me test something today, let me know in the chat, because yeah, I want to test out new stuff today. But let's move the desk down here. Hold on. I walked a mile. For anybody wondering, that's not bad. All right. So let's test Obsidian, because this is going to help us build out BridgeMemory. So BridgeMemory is structured similarly to Obsidian, but one thing that I see here is, okay, Felipe said, yeah, okay, we'll get those made for sure. We may even make them on stream. But so look at this. I want to show you guys something if you didn't know this. There's this product that I use. This is actually for you guys out there that are wondering like, hey, how do you see demand for like certain products? A phenomenal way to do this is with vidIQ. Okay, somebody asked, why was the 12-hour stream canceled at 4 hours? The stream crashed. So actually, if you guys didn't know, so the stream crashed on Thursday, and then I streamed in the Discord community. So if you guys aren't already in the BridgeMind Discord community, we literally had like, I don't know, maybe 50 to 100 people in the co-working channel, and we were all just grinding together. I was streaming in there, but I was just like, once a stream crashes, it's a little bit frustrating, to be honest with you. And I'm just usually am not in the mood once a stream crashes, because it kind of affects everything. But go check this out. So if you guys look up Obsidian, okay? So if you guys look Obsidian up, what you'll notice is that this is like very, very popular. So on YouTube, people are searching for this. Look at this. Obsidian, 232 views per hour, which actually makes it bigger than... if you look up OpenClaw, it makes it a lot bigger than OpenClaw. So look at OpenClaw. OpenClaw is actually kind of losing popularity. Whereas if you look at like Hermes Agent, for example, Hermes Agents are really on the rise. So if you go to Hermes Agent, you'll see that Hermes Agent, that it's at 2.1, 10,000 views per hour, and the competition is medium. So you can see that, hey, like this is an open market. Obsidian though, people really like Obsidian. It's got a ton of people searching for it and learning how to use it, but let's test it out. So the first thing I did before the stream is I did set up my first, it's called a what is it called? A vault is what it's called in Obsidian. And basically how this works is you guys can see that this is basically one of my vaults. This is the BridgeMind vault in Obsidian. And you can like click on one of these, right? And you can actually see this mind map of all this information, essentially like a brain. Let's just call it that. It's like a brain that you can link together, okay? Now, a quick question that I do have is, does anybody in the chat, does anybody use this like over on Twitch or YouTube? Did any of you guys use this? Towel over on Twitch said Obsidian is awesome. It looks so clean. Mine looks rough. Yeah, so you guys can see like you can connect all these, but you don't want to like manually be putting these in. Like you want to use it via Claude Code. So which is the one that I think I had? Was it this one? No, I had one that did all this work. Let's just start a new one. Hold on, let's start a new conversation here. Hold on, I actually think I created a skill inside of BridgeSpace called like Bridge Obsidian. Hold on, we just caused a bunch of bugs. Let's see here. What did I just do? Okay, hold on here, chat. Okay, let's go over here. Okay, there's so many updates that are being made, it's hard to use it. Okay, I use it for everything AI related. Yeah, okay, a lot of people that like Obsidian, guys, and that's what I'm saying is that, so from my perspective, I try and just keep a clear view of like trending things, right? And when you do understand what's trending, you want to, if you're not using a tool like Obsidian, you definitely want to be mindful of like, okay, like how do I set up Obsidian? What even is it? Let's actually just go to Obsidian real quick. I'm gonna drop a link in the chat. So literally it's just, this is Obsidian, okay? This is their website. And this is their biggest thing is that, hey, you can connect it to Claude Code. Now, there's one thing that I don't like about Obsidian, and you guys in the chat can let me know. Towel said mine has 560 notes. Wow. So this is Obsidian. I'm going to drop a link to this in the chat. It's at obsidian.md. If you don't already have this, definitely download it. Let's all try it out today and start using it because I think that this is worth it. Here's the pricing. So $4 a month, $8 a month. So you guys can see that, but you can use it for free just if it's only on a singular device. So I'm using it right now. If you guys go over here, you can like go to that graph mode, right? And you can see how all this information is connected to each other. Do you know how to code? You don't need to know how to code anymore. I did code before I started vibe coding though, just so you know. But look at this. If we go to BridgeMind and let's just pull up, let's just give it a quick prompt, okay? Okay, great work. Would you now create a new skill in my BridgeSpace skills called Obsidian skill? This skill should be for using Obsidian. Do an internet search real quick and understand how to use Obsidian. This skill should be used for helping me and my AI agents like Claude Code or Codex work with Obsidian. So I'm going to create a skill here inside of BridgeSpace. So this is a new feature in BridgeSpace that I'm using. Basically, there's some BridgeMind skills that we're going to offer, but then also you now have this your skills where you can create skills and you can just drag and drop them in. Okay, so if I need to do something, I can just drag and drop them in. It's actually very intuitive. And I created this on like Saturday or something like that, but it's been super, super helpful so far. And that's part of dogfooding your own product that I think is very good to do, where it's like, that's just something that I was like, oh, that would be nice because, you know, I'm vibe coding with BridgeSpace. So to be able to build that is very nice. I've seen people use Obsidian for RAG, but not sure how. Obsidian has a proper CLI integration. So I did see that. Like if you go to Obsidian CLI, I did see something related to that. Let me look this up. So Obsidian CLI, so let's look at this. So command your vault. Anything you can do in Obsidian, you can do from the command line. Okay, so do you see this? So it says Obsidian CLI is a programmatic playground for plain text. So you download this, you activate the CLI, and then you can register the CLI. Do you guys want to test this out? Obsidian will boost you 100%. Wow, people in the chat are really talking it up for sure. So do I just go over here? Can I toggle it on like in settings or something? Where's settings here? Okay, let's go to settings. And I'm assuming that like CLI will be available somewhere in here. General. Editor. Geez, there's so many settings. Appearance. Does anybody know how to toggle on the CLI? Hold on, it says update Obsidian, enable command line interface in settings general. Okay, so settings, general, command line interface. Oh, here it is. Okay, so it's this one right here. Do you guys see this? So register Obsidian and path to enable accessing the Obsidian command. Okay, so let's register this and try this out. Hold on. All right, so I just registered it. So now let's go back over to BridgeSpace, and I should be able to just to launch this. Also, let's make sure that these are working. Okay. Also, the swarm over here is working, just so you guys know. So that one bug. So this is Bridge Swarm. If you guys remember Bridge Swarm, this is working. If you guys see this. So it's been working for 13 minutes. This is a Bridge Swarm. So if we go back over here, this is the chat. So you can see all of the agents are talking to each other. Scout 1's talking to the coordinator. Coordinator has given all of the agents their tasks, and they're all working on security vulnerabilities and just making sure that everything there is polished up. Okay. I would like to make this a little bit better, to be honest. Like, this design here, in my opinion, is like a little bit... It's not very good. I think that we could do a lot better with this. I'm not using CodeRabbit. I used to use CodeRabbit, but honestly, I think that it, to some extent, they have gotten so good now where you don't need CodeRabbit as much. Okay, let's just make sure. What is this doing? Yeah, the swarms here do work very well. If you guys see this, this is a Bridge Swarm. So all these agents are actually able to interact with one another. This is the coordinator. This is the builder, scout, and they work very well. So we'll let those do their thing. But let's go over here now and actually launch. Let's just open one without AI. Let's CD into desktop, CD into BridgeMind, and let's just open it without AI, and then we'll launch Obsidian. Okay, hold up here. Front-end coder, what's up? Yeah, we're getting closer to 1 million. Okay, so let's just run Obsidian. Okay, so here's Obsidian. So tab autocomplete. I actually don't like this, to be honest with you guys. So pretty much what they're doing here is this is a Claude Code for your notes. Would you review my notes and tell me a quick summary? Is this gonna work? Because it's not like I'm on. Yeah, I don't like this. So list aliases, append. This just seems like they're trying to be like Claude Code, so you can just use this. There's 95 commands, which is so complicated. I don't know if anybody actually uses this, but this is the Obsidian CLI. I don't like this. Because I do think, and why are we looking at Obsidian? Okay, why are we looking at Obsidian? I'm just gonna answer that question right here real quick. I think that I'd like to build in a BridgeMemory feature into BridgeSpace, and that's gonna be the main purpose of today's stream. Is if you look over here, this is actually already rolled out to Ultra users. So we're gonna roll it out to Pro users and maybe basic users of BridgeMind, but this is actually already rolled out. So if you already have a BridgeSpace subscription, you can actually use this right now. I'm not really using it, but you can look here. And I believe that if we go into, we're gonna polish this up so that there's an actual skill for it and whatnot, but you can see that BridgeMemory is something that we're now working on. Your GPT or Claude will use the CLI or Codex on which you talk to. Yeah, there's no point to really use the CLI here. Oh, are you saying that you use the CLI via Codex or something like that? Hold on, let's go over here and test that out. I want you to review my Obsidian memory in this project. Hold on, but we did just create this. So if you guys look at this skill here, I have a skill now, Obsidian. I'll just drag and drop that. And would you give me a quick summary of this project and tell me if anything is missing from Obsidian memory? I mean, I'm sure that there is, but I'm just curious. Is like, let's grab this one and just take it over its own, space. if you go back over to Obsidian, what I don't necessarily like about this is I like this aspect for sure. This is really cool. I'm going to be honest. This is really cool. Because, for example, if I go over to welcome, right? Like, let's just go down. Let's say I go and I click this here. So I can click this, which has all the information about, actually, this doesn't have that much information about it because it was kind of done all at once, right? But you could add more information to it so that when your agent is then recalling that information, pretty much what happens is you'll pass it in and it'll be able to recall the memory that you've put in your Obsidian vault. Okay, so you would be able to refer to particular things in your Obsidian vault. But the problem is that I was actually talking to somebody in it was the co-working channel in Discord, and they were basically telling me, they were saying, yeah, I have a link in my Agents MD, my Claude MD file on how to use Obsidian. And I was like, that doesn't seem right, because why would you not be able to just use it out of the box with like a simple like local MCP or a skill or something like that? Like, I was looking at Obsidian's documentation. I'm sure that they have something similar. If somebody knows Obsidian, I recommend add community plugins. Well, people were telling me that like basically the community plugins can get a little bit complicated, but if you guys look at this, they do have a ton of plugins. So if you look at Obsidian plugins, you can go to this plugins here, and there's a ton of plugins. So there's 2,000. So there's honestly too many plugins. There's too many. But there's 2,750. Okay, and there's, for example, Zen mode, sticky notes, better recall, add Anki-like space repetition recall to your vault, scrolling, link with alias, utrack fetcher fetches utrack issues into notes. Like, I don't even know what most of this stuff is. But the whole point here is that there's a lot of people that use this. Like, this is a very popular writing goals, set dynamic writing goals for your notes and folders. So render chest positions. There's a lot of plugins to the point where it's a little bit too much, in my opinion. But this is a thing. And I think that this does show you that there's a big ecosystem with Obsidian. There's a ton of people that are using this. And I think that memory is something that a lot of people want in their agents. So when you look at that, even just like visually, when you look at something like this, you're like, wow, like that's pretty impressive from a visual perspective, right? So I really do like Obsidian. If we go back over here, like, let's just ask it, help me understand BridgeSpace Tari from my Obsidian vault. What even is it? So you can store things here. And it does do a good job. Let me check on the deployment of... Okay, wait. How did you get to 100K? Last time I came, he was at 1K. Well, it's good to see you. It's been a while since you've been on here, but yeah, this is the product that I've built. This is BridgeSpace. It's an agentic development environment. I love it personally. I use it all day, every day. So let's do one check real quick. I do want to make sure. Okay, do you guys see this? Okay, this is actually an issue. Hold up. This is not good. Do you guys see that how this is saying browser needs basic? There's an issue. Let's make sure that this doesn't get deployed. Hold on. I hope I didn't miss it and it does get deployed. Hold up. I don't see anything yet. But it looks like there's some breaking changes locally, so we just don't want to deploy those. Okay, hold on. It's releasing now. Let's cancel. Okay, I did just cancel the workflow. So I had a workflow to push out the latest version, but because there was a bug, I just clicked cancel to fix that, because I don't want a bug. I don't want a bug there. But yeah, let's go back over to Obsidian. So like, you guys can see this. It's not that complicated. Basically how it works is for each of these, right? Like if you go to, I rebuilt it pretty easily. If you go to BridgeSpace and you go to BridgeMemory, and this is only for Ultra users right now. But if you go to this right here, okay, you have preview and then you have edit. And basically how it works is you can link things together. So let's say that you have like the BridgeMind API, right? And the BridgeMind API has memories related to like the structure of like guards. And then it also has like the different guards. So that would be, so when you're linking these things together, let's say that you have, something here. Yeah, how memory works is this thing then links to 5 other things. Then this one's linked to this one. So if you go to this one, then this one can link to this one, and then that one links to the other ones respectively. But this is actually a very useful feature. I think Obsidian does it well, but the thing is Obsidian is like a standalone thing, and I actually don't think that the developer support around it is very good when it comes to just for example, using it with your agents. I think that there's definitely an opportunity to create a BridgeMemory system that interfaces very, very well with the memory system inside of BridgeSpace, if you guys get what I'm saying. So instead of us having to prompt even just having this here, on the right sidebar here, and having a skill for BridgeMemory, just like I did with the BridgeMind MCP, where, for example, if I want to use the BridgeMind MCP, and I want to say, hold on, let's go over to our workspace here with all these agents in it, okay? And what I want to do now is let's use the BridgeMind MCP, and let's just say I want you to use the BridgeMind MCP and create a new project called BridgeSwarm. And in this project, we are going to create some new tasks related to improving the design of the initial screen that shows all of the agents working together. Right now, it just shows circles connected, and I want to improve this. Create a project called BridgeSwarm and help me create some initial tasks for improving the design of the BridgeSwarm screen that shows all of the agents connected to one another. We definitely can improve this to something a little bit more creative. Okay, what would it take for you to switch your main vibe coding driver? Is there a specific feature or something? I mean, honestly, at this point, I think that BridgeSpace is better than Warp by a long shot. I used Warp for a while, and Warp is just a terminal layout, where I feel like BridgeSpace is starting to evolve into just a very, it's like Cursor, but for managing your Claude Code and Codex, if that makes sense. Because it has the browser tool, it has a file editor, it has Bridge where you can actually manage all of these, which is a very intuitive feature, and then it has the skills, just being able to drag and drop this stuff. This is new. I haven't made any content about this. Tmux, yeah, no, Tmux is Tmux is just a terminal manager, right? So you're looking at a terminal manager. I would get off those so fast and get into an actual agentic development environment where you have all these things together, where, for example, if we go to Bridgeboard, this is what I just created. You guys see how this just got created? BridgeSwarm. So, bro, what's Swarm? So I'll show you in a second. This Swarm's working right now. This is actually what we're about to improve, but this is a BridgeSwarm here. And you guys can see this is the behind the scenes. Actually, this swarm is already completed. But you can see, so this one just completed, and they were all working together. So if you go to activity, you can see okay, so these agents were all working together. This is actually what we want to improve, the design here. But if we go back here, you can see that all these agents were interacting with one another. Get BridgeMemory on Pro plans ASAP. Yeah. So I think that my plan here is I want to understand Obsidian very well, because yeah, I mean, a memory system is needed. That's what everybody's talking about. Especially in the position that I'm in, where I get to see, I get to read your guys' chats and I get to see what you guys are talking about. Definitely a memory system is something that lately has becoming much more, people are talking about it, just so you guys know. People are talking about memory systems a lot more, and I think that Obsidian is probably the leader in the space, but I don't think that there's really anything necessarily special about Obsidian, and I think that there's so many things even just going that extra small step to be able to make it a little bit easier for you to be able to use Obsidian out of the box, or to be able to use a memory system out of the box. Here's what we're gonna do, and I think we'll be able to launch this today. I think we'll be able to ship this out today, because it's already built. It's just that we need to make it a little bit better, and we need to make it very, very easy to use with this here. So we're gonna create a new BridgeMind skill here that's called BridgeMemory. I'll show this to you guys in a second. So we're gonna go over here, okay? And basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over, hold on, let's clean up our workspace a little bit. Let's close this one. So we're gonna go into, hold on, let's go to this big workspace. And this one, for example, you guys can see that these skills, how they work is, let's go over to the bridge board, and you guys can see now that a bunch of tasks were just created. Towel said you need good templates, 100%. Is this available on Windows? Yeah, it is. So look at this, guys. So with these tasks, it basically creates tasks for different agents. So over here, you can see you have to do, in progress, in review, complete, and then canceled. But we just had an agent, and all we had to do was drag and drop the BridgeMind MCP skill, and all of a sudden it's, you know, creating all this, right? So look at all this. And then watch this. So now what I can do is now I can work with this one. Great work. I now want you to work with this and create a robust, hold on, not that. Great work. I now want you to knock out each of these tasks one by one. What's the token efficiency output for BridgeMind? What do you mean token efficiency? Okay. Okay, let's go down here. All right, here's what we're gonna do, guys. So, great work. I now want you to do an in-depth review of BridgeMemory inside of BridgeSpace. Gain a complete understanding of this, launch 2 deep dive agents, and output a thorough summary and review of BridgeMemory inside of BridgeSpace. Note that this is a competing product to Obsidian. Why is Bridge Voice duplicating sentences when you prompt? So that's actually a bug right now. It's getting fixed in the updated voice, the updated version. So I'm not too worried about it because we have an update already for it. But it is happening. We already fixed it. All right, so I'm gonna do an ultra think on this one. So it's gonna launch 2 deep dive agents here. All right, let's drop a 50 bomb real quick. Let's just get the energy going. Let's move the desk up. I'm gonna do another mile on the treadmill. All right, let's do this. All right, let's go. There is not a BridgeMind trial, no. Okay, Aditya just asked, hey, can you add a button to delete the tasks? Yes, let's do that. Hold on, I'm gonna open a window in here. Okay. So I just dropped your request in. I need you to review this feature request. And hold on, I actually put that in the wrong place. All right, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do this one. Review this feature request and help me build this into BridgeSpace. Review and update accordingly. Okay. Okay. So this swarm's done. I can close this one. I'm not going to yet. We need to figure out what is wrong locally right now. If I go here, do you guys see how this is not registering my plan? This is a bug. So let's just try real quick. Let's see what's going on here. Hold on. I'm just gonna restart everything real quick. So let's just run npm run dev, npm run tari dev local, and then run npm run start dev. I'm gonna load in here. It'll restart in a second. Okay, Hung said you're now a big inspiration to other streaming vibe coders. Not even joking. I feel like there are 3 of them popping up every day now. Yeah, I mean that's great. You know, I actually was thinking about that, and you know, I was like, how cool is it that, you know, I've been able to help inspire others and to show people that it's possible. You know, if you guys go back to the My Vision video that I made a long time ago when I was 20 years old, you know, it talks about that, to be able to prove that it's possible. And we've definitely accomplished that, you know, so I see that and I'm like, you know, that's pretty cool. You know, that people are seeing, hey, this is possible. I want to try it. Okay, this is a bug. Do you guys see this? So for whatever reason, it's not registering my plan. So if you guys notice that there, you guys see that? So let's figure out what's causing this. Obviously, it's a bug. I'm going to use GPT 5.5 for this because it really is the best at this point. I need you to do an in-depth review of this bug that I'm getting, even though I have the pro plan. When I try to open up the sidebar, it's saying pro basic required. Figure out why this is happening because something's wrong. I'm testing this locally, by the way. This is locally. When you were 20 was not a long time ago. Actually, it kind of was. I'm about to turn 24. If you guys didn't know that, I'm about to turn 24. So, you know, for me, 20, it's like the thing is that you can have somebody that you know, lets their life pass by. I have not done that. I've taken risks at a very young age, and they've paid off. You know, not because of me, but just because I just feel incredibly blessed. You know, so it's at the end of the day, it's like, hey, I said that when I was 20, and to see, you know, other people that are seeing that it's possible and doing it, that's pretty cool. Okay, this looks good. This looks good. I now need you to create a structured plan and make sure that the changes that you make are not breaking changes that affect functionality. ENIAC said you got a lot of years ahead, but it goes fast. 100%. Even now, it's like things pass by so much faster when you're looking in the rearview mirror. You know what I mean? Does BridgeMind support local LLMs? Well, you can connect whatever you want to BridgeMind. It's basically like an interface, right? So hold on. Let's do a new goal. At 300 likes, I am going to test Kimi K 2.6. I'm going to test Kimi K 2.6 on UI. If you guys haven't already seen this, check this out. If you guys know what Design Arena is, look at this. On Design Arena, Kimi K 2.6 is like actually performing incredibly well. Check this out. This is Design Arena. Kimi K 2.6. Look at this right here. It's now beating out most frontier models. It's beating out Opus 4.6 thinking. It's beating out Opus 4.7. Now, it is very close here if you guys do look at the ELOs, but still, Kimi K 2.6 is performing very, very well. Limited Gaming, what's your recommendation? Dig said you do really need a video that showcases the product and how to use it. I totally agree. We have it up on the goal list today, so if you guys are cool with it, you know, we may do some of those product demos today, and that it's on the list. It's on the goal list. So tutorial videos, we'll do it today. Why not? On stream, we'll just do it today. I think that's something that needs to get knocked out. But yeah, Kimi K 2.6. What I'm gonna do is once we're at 300 likes, we're gonna use that, and we're gonna see if we can improve the design of this here. This is the Bridge Voice dashboard, and I do think that it could be improved quite a bit. So we'll use Kimi K 2.6 via open code, and we'll see what we can do with this. But anti-gravity is down. Honestly, that's not surprising. But yeah, I mean, you guys can look at it. Kimi K 2.6 is just absolutely crushing it on the benchmarks these days. Data Sherpa, what's up? How's it going? But yeah, we'll test that at 300 likes. But Obsidian, yeah, I mean, I think that the big issue that I see with Obsidian is that, like, let's say that you're taking somebody that, like, I want to be able to use Obsidian out of the box. And I think that Obsidian, the actual functionality just surrounding that feature specifically is actually not very proprietary, right? It's not very difficult. You just need to build an MCP that's going to be able to connect and then create a skill that can be used to be able to, like, connect with that, right? So here, this is the agent that we're using for that. Yeah, if you look at the actual functionality for this, I just want to make sure that it's polished up. Note that we have these BridgeMemory hubs, and what we want to do is we actually want to create a new BridgeMind skill if you look at the BridgeMind skills, you'll note that we have custom skills that the users create, and then we also have skills that are offered by BridgeMind. I want to create a new skill called BridgeMemory, which is going to be a skill to actually prompt the agents to use and be able to have skills to use BridgeMemory out of the box so that users never have to prompt to use BridgeMemory, if that makes sense. It should just kind of work out of the box. Okay, the Data Sherpa said, I use a logger skill to interact with Obsidian. It's all just MD files. Well, that to some extent, like that kind of is the problem. If I'm saying this, right, like I don't want to have to go between BridgeSpace to Obsidian. I just want it all like in the same workspace. I want to be able to go up here. I want to be able to go to BridgeMemory, and then you guys will see it here. It's actually a lot more developed than it looks like right now. I'll be honest. I was actually working on this quite a bit. I just haven't really set up one of these hubs yet. It's called like a memory hub. But if you look at like the graph is built out. We just need to, actually, I do think that hold on, let's pull this up real quick. Is this fixed? What is going on here? I think this one broke. Extra high, the only problem with extra high with GPT 5.5 is just it takes so long for anything simple. Okay, Hung said you can not put the name in the Chrome benchmarks, no need for 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's funny, yeah. I never understood the value add from Obsidian, to be honest. The graph view is pure performative, and almost all IDEs offer MD render by default now, and you can also view other type of files, not just markdowns. Well, Hung, okay, so I do see your point, but for example, when I was talking about Obsidian, okay, look at how many, like, people are very, very into Obsidian. Like, this is just one thing, like I said, that I do for market research, right? And I am going to put out a video on vibe coding with Obsidian tomorrow, so I'm kind of getting a feel for it today as I build out BridgeMemory as well. But if we look at Obsidian, okay, look at the search volume for Obsidian, okay, and look at the number of views per hour. It's at 232,000 views per hour. So if you look at the demand in the market for this, like, I'm just making the point that, like, yeah, that's your perspective on it. You don't like it. But look at the market for this. It's a massive market, basically memory systems for AI. It's a huge market. And BridgeMind's about to tap into this market with a product that's going to come in and compete with Obsidian. Because it's not very difficult to build. It literally, and this is why BridgeSpace is so powerful. You just add in BridgeMemory. It's literally embedded inside of BridgeSpace, and now you have a memory system for all your agents. So that's really the big thing that we're doing today. Is we're building that out. We're also going to make some more product tutorials and put those up. Let's put this in auto mode real quick. But yeah, I think that you may be surprised at how many people are actually enjoying Obsidian. There's a lot of people that like it. Why do you need the MCP for Obsidian? Don't you use the skill to use the Obsidian CLI to put information in Obsidian and get information out of it? Well, do you use Obsidian? Thinking of making a skill for Claude Code that it learns about what you like and dislike. Would you use this? Where would it store the information about what I like and dislike? That's the big question. Okay, let's go over here. So it looks like this did crash. So if we go over here, this did crash. We've got some errors here. We'll fix this. All right, Swarm is done. GPT 5.5. Let's go check Discord for some more bug reports here. Nothing. Okay, nothing new. Get support. Password reset link. Oh, okay. Can't subscribe to Pro. Okay. Okay. Okay, this is back up now. Is this fixed? How is this not fixed? You guys see the issue here? Obsidian Vault, embeddings, external vector DB, AI apps. Not sure where Super Combo is. Weird question, but why do you use Classic Watch instead of Apple Watch? I'm just wearing it right now. Classic Watch. I have both. Okay, let's go over here. Okay, would you review the connection point in using like with the BridgeMemory MCP that comes out of the box with BridgeSpace? Would you make sure that this is polished up to improve the memory recall and improve the writing of memories and improve the tooling so that memories that are written and read, it's just a little bit more robust? Okay, so somebody's asked me, what does BridgeMind do? So you're literally looking at this. This is BridgeSpace. This is an agentic development environment. So basically what this is it's a workspace to get more. It's basically a workspace to get more out of vibe coding. Okay, so I've been vibe coding for over 3 years, and from that skill set that I've built over the past 3 years, I basically have built a workspace for vibe coding. So you guys can see that there's a browser tool here. There's a file editor here. There's this really cool bridge assistant, so check this out. So basically I can use this guy here. Let's actually open up a new workspace for this, and I'll kind of show you how it works. So let's go over here, and I can open up, this is called Bridge, and I can just say, hey there, Bridge, I want you to open up 6 Codex agents in this workspace. So we're gonna open up 6 Codex agents in the workspace, and then it's actually just gonna be able to talk back to us and be able to do all that for us. So you guys can see here the codexes are being opened up.
6 codexes up.
So we just launched 6 codexes, and I can now talk back to it and say, okay, great work. I now want you to prompt each of these agents to do an in-depth review of the BridgeMind API and identify any poorly written code or AI slop code. Don't update any code, but just do an in-depth review and output a report. Write prompts for each agent to work on a different aspect of the code base. So this thing literally has full context of your code base, and it can do prompting for you. So I'll let you guys watch how it works. It's gonna be able to prompt each of these agents. It's actually really cool. So it's thinking. So there our prompts go.
All 6 codexes test with API reviews, different angles each.
So that's how that works. It's pretty cool.
Labeled him 2.
Okay, appears people are externalizing their vector DB that Obsidian uses, then feeding that into agents. Okay, Queasy, what do you mean by what's the token efficiency? Because you're using your subscriptions out of the box. There's no token efficiency for BridgeMind. Like the token efficiency meaning, like you're just asking that question. Like token efficiency with what? Because we're using Claude Code and we're using Codex. Okay. Also, there's a really a cool new skill called Bridge SEO. So this is now available inside of BridgeSpace. So what we can do with this skill is, let's actually just open up, hold on, let's go back to this workspace here and open up 3 more Claude Code agents. All right, we'll let that do its thing. And then once those are opened, we'll drop in the skills here. All right, let's take this, drop this in. And then we'll just add BridgeMind UI, do an in-depth review of the SEO in the BridgeMind UI, and output a thorough report and list out your findings of potential improvements that we can make. Okay, so somebody just said vibe coding equals slop. So I think that that's a phenomenal opportunity for me to be able to show you guys the Stripe dashboard. So anybody that's basically like still calling AI slop or vibe coding is slop, you're totally incorrect. In 2026, it's completely different. And I just always, you know, when everybody says that, you know, it's really easy to get up in a YouTube chat and say, you know, slop or whatever, but it's not the case. Let's actually pull up the Stripe dashboard so that you guys can all see basically where the revenue's at. So it looks like we got another subscription that came through since the last time we checked. Let's just refresh real quick. So this is the Stripe dashboard for BridgeMind. So for anybody that's saying, you know, vibe code slop or whatever, that you can't vibe code, then actually create a product. So this is what we've done. I have not written a single line of code myself. This is the Stripe dashboard. You guys can see it here. So we have 496 paying subscribers. Over the last 4 weeks, I've made $26,929, and the MRR is at 14,000. So this has been done purely through vibe coding. So for anybody that would say vibe coding equals slop, you've now been proven wrong. And I think that, you know, we just have to mature a little bit and stop calling AI slop, because at the end of the day, obviously AI is going to completely take over. Nobody's going to be programming, you know, manually in a couple years, literally at all. So just my take, but just from personal experience. Okay, let's let's pull this up real quick. How much do you pay in AI subscriptions, and how do you have A2A communications in case you have multiple subscriptions? Yeah, so you can have A2A communication with this bridge. So bridge is able to process the context of all the agents. So if you're in a workspace inside of BridgeSpace, basically what you're able to do is you can just work with bridge here. As you guys can see, it has been very much so improved since the last update. I was like just grinding like crazy over the weekend, and it has gotten a lot better. Okay, Towel over on Twitch said another thing that works nicely is scoped memory injection. If the agent is working on the engine, it gets the engine related notes from Obsidian. If it works on the database layer, it gets the database notes, so the agent does not get blasted with the entire vault every time. That's interesting. Okay. Right, people who don't want to understand that agentic coding is the future, which is already here, they're lost. Yeah, I mean, there was somebody that, you know, it's like, hey, when you tell somebody to vibe code or you talk about vibe coding, there's like this negative connotation towards it. But, you know, I think that that's changing over time. I think that is changing because it's getting pretty obvious that these coding agents are actually far superior to a human being programmer. But the thing is that, you know, these coding agents are an extension of the developer. So if you're a terrible developer, you're probably not going to get as far as somebody that is a really good developer would be able to, right? Okay, Alula said over on Twitch, shout out to him. Mute the app said it's good, but not in UI and code, so he is not using Grok. Yeah, Grok. If you guys didn't see the video that I put out on Grok, I was vibe coding with Grok in a Tesla. Grok UI, they're so behind in UI. I actually use Grok for this agent here. This is the voice-to-voice agent because it's very fast and it is intelligent. It has very good reasoning capabilities, but the issue is that, you know, it's just it's not good at UI, so people see it and they're like, oh, this model sucks, but it actually just sucks in UI. They'll get that better. It's kind of like GPT 5.5, where people don't like GPT 5.5 as much because, you know, it's not good at UI, but the truth of it is that, hey, GPT 5.5 is actually an incredibly good model, but it's good not in UI or design, it's good at like back end. Sure, I want you to proceed, launch sub-agents to assist you. Okay, I do want to clean up the workspace just a little bit. I've got some okay, these are working. This one here. Let's clean up this swarm. We can close this workspace. Do we have that fixed yet with this one? Is this still... Okay, is this fixed? Okay. All right. So Codex was able to get this fixed for us. You guys can see that this is now working. Let's just... There's a bunch of updates going in right now, so let's let it finish. Code Bloom, thank you. I appreciate that. Salty, I don't even know what your messages are, to be honest. Tao said my homework is context-aware, agentic memory, and localized context engineering this week. That's awesome. Yeah, I'll take some of your recommendations in for BridgeMemory. But yeah, I mean, if we go to BridgeMemory, this is it here. You can add these new memories, but you know what we're really trying to do is you can add new hubs. So for example, this is a hub. If we go over to BridgeBench, we can add BridgeBench as a hub. So we can open this up. This is a new hub, okay? So you basically have a new hub here. It says welcome to BridgeMemory, and then it has the links to basically your setup here. But the thing is, we want to make it very, very easy for, you know, these agents to be able to use the memory system. It's very important. So yeah, so Salty C. So yeah, I would actually. So Salty C is basically saying. Yeah, I mean Salty C. So with any application, you're gonna have bugs in any application. You know, I think that people get this false assumption of like they say, hey, vibe coding is not secure, or vibe coding produces slop, or vibe coding produces a bunch of bugs. But the thing is like, that's just software development. Just like straight up, that's just software development. Do you know a software developer that knows perfect cybersecurity that's able to create a product that has no bugs? I don't know one. Do you know a software developer that is able to produce a product that has absolutely zero security vulnerabilities on like a very large project? I mean, you're always going to have vulnerabilities in an application. So I don't know. I think that's just, I mean, I've worked on a lot of software teams, so I think that's just my experience from working with senior engineers. And you know, people say that vibe coding is what does that, but it's like, that's just software development, you know? Okay. So we have these here. Okay, great work. I now need you to create a structured plan Make sure that you don't change the design though. I like the design the way that it is. I just want you to optimize for SEO based off of all of your findings. Launch 10 sub-agents to assist you. Okay, you should create an AI dashboard for BridgeSpace that shows your entire AI usage, like a usage dashboard built in BridgeSpace. That'd be cool. It's true, but to reduce the risk of bugs, you need to mix vibe coding with SDLC process. That's how I vibe code. That's actually a really good point. Salty Seat said, I'm not saying it's going to be perfect, but basic acceptance criteria needs to be passing, which it doesn't do. I mean, I'm using the product right now, Salty Seat. So it sounds to me like you haven't used BridgeSpace. So if you want to use BridgeSpace, you can go try it out. But it sounds like you actually haven't tried it out yourself. So, you know, this is BridgeSpace. I don't think we've had like a single bug today while I've been using it. So it seems like, you know, I'm dog fooding my own product. That's what you have to do. It's working very well for me. So in terms of acceptable criteria, it looks like it's working for me. And I don't think that we would have, you know, 167,000 in ARR if it was just like some crappy product that was bundled together, right? But that's just my perspective. I totally respect your opinion. If you want to say that vibe coding is terrible and that it's the worst thing in the world, you know, that can be your opinion. But I think that you're going to be, you know, surprised as it continues to accelerate in the upcoming years. Because the truth of it is that the last model releases, GPT 5.5 and Opus 4.7 that we got, these were actually, I would say, probably the two worst drops from both labs. It just seems like they were trying to put out a new model for marketing purposes, which they did keep the hype going, I will say that. But the thing is that they weren't actually that big of improvements. I don't know what you guys think about this, but hey, you know, I've been doing this for over 3.5 years. I've been in the space to see some pretty substantial jumps, and I just didn't really notice a whole lot in capability improvement in these, to be honest. All right. Okay, I now need you to review the outputs from each of these terminals and create a task list for what needs to be done next. 5.5 is pretty good. Yeah, people really do like the 5.5 jump. Okay. Those were big differences. Which ones?
1 sec.
Okay, Shin over on Twitch said 5.5 is pretty good. I like the Sonnet 3.7 jump, the Opus 4 jump, and the Opus 4.5 jump.
8 items from the reviews, all pending.
Okay, so this is the task list. Let's do
Check
one
the
thing
panel.
here.
What's first?
So you guys can see this task list. You guys see how it has a really small spacing here. That's just like one bug that I'm noticing here. So let's fix that. Let's take this, and I'm just gonna do clean shot X. I'm gonna do a little section around here. And then what I'm gonna do is I am gonna open up, hold on, let's close this here. And let's launch a Claude agent, and let's drag and drop. Would you review the styling of the bridge sidebar here in the task list? Make it so that I can actually expand this into a modal. Right now, when the tasks get listed out, it gives me a vertical scroll bar that I can barely see any tasks listed. So review this and help me get this working with the modal. Is Gemini CLI down? Probably. I don't know if it's ever up. Gemini CLI is terrible. What in the world are people using? High 3.4. The token usage is insane on OpenRouter. I don't even know what that is. Deke, what's up? How's it going? Eric Codes, what's up? How's it going? Yeah, I use GPT 5.5 and Opus 4.7. Also, where are we at on likes? Did we hit 300 likes? Are we ready for Kimmy K 2.6 yet? Okay, it looks like we hit 15 more likes, and we are going to be testing Kimmy K 2.6. And basically what we're going to do is we are going to test out the UI capabilities of it. Because, yeah, I mean, it is insane. If you look at the chart here, Kimmy K 2.6 on Design Arena is insane. Look at this. So across all categories here on Design Arena, I mean, this is insane. Look at this. So GPT 5.5 is moving up a little bit, if you guys look at this. But Kimmy K 2.6 is, I'm very impressed by it. Let's actually make an X post about this real quick. I think people should know about this because we're about to try it out on stream here. But Kimmy K 2.6 performs very, very well in design. All right. All right, so yeah, so Kimi K2.6 is scoring incredibly high on Design Arena. It beats out GLM 5.1 and GPT 5.5. I'm testing this out now for the next 15 minutes on stream. I'll let you know what I build with it. So I'm just gonna put out this this tweet here. If you guys want to go support, just go go like this tweet and whatnot. But we are gonna test this out. We've got 8 more likes until we're gonna test it out. So if you guys haven't already liked the stream or subscribed, make sure you do so. But we definitely want to try this out. All right, let's proceed here. We've got 10 agents that are running here. I would be a bit surprised to see K2.6 better at UI than GPT, but only a bit. Yeah, I mean, I actually wouldn't be surprised, to be honest. We'll test it out. We've got 5 more likes until we'll test it. So if you guys haven't already liked, make sure you do so. Code Bloom, let's go. Is Genie CLI powerful? I don't think so. Okay, so let's open up a new workspace here, and we're just gonna open up, let's just do one. Let's CD over into, we're literally just gonna focus on Bridge Voice here. Let's open up an open code agent. It's just gonna be one open code agent here, but let's open up open code, and then we're gonna use Kimi K2.6 server stripe. Okay, hello. Let's just make sure this is working. Okay. Okay, so what we want to do is I'm going to take Bridge Voice here. So you guys see Bridge Voice? So we'll test out the design capabilities of this here. Let's launch Bridge Voice locally so that we can kind of just, you know, mess with the design a little bit, test it out. The Claude design is really good. Love the styles it uses. I tried it on the day that it launched, but I wasn't super impressed by it. You know, I think that you can probably just iterate a little bit better, like inside of Claude Code. You know, if you just use a design MD file and you kind of work with it, I think that you're going to do a lot better than if you, I mean, it just depends on what your workflow is, right? But I think if you can create a design MD file, that's pretty good, you know, and get a good design, you can go from there. What is your favorite model for UI design before testing Kimi? Definitely Claude Opus, for sure. Definitely Claude Opus. But guys, okay. This is the issue that I have with these Chinese models, okay? I'm not doing anything wrong here. Kimi K2.6 is just taking... I mean, this just can't be legit, right? I mean, the fact that I said hello... Am I doing something wrong? Yeah, so we're testing Kimi right now. But look at this, guys. What is wrong with this? Okay, it's thinking. Now it's processing that the user said hello. All right, how can I help you today? Okay, let's try this. Okay, so we're gonna go to Bridge Voice. Okay, I need you to review the Bridge Voice stats page and look at the stats card. I need your help in significantly improving this. Do not show the user's username in the stats card. Just show their username and give it a gradient. Make it a little bit more compact and make it kind of just like a very professionally designed UI stats card. But review this page, it's the stats card, and update it accordingly. All right, so I'll show it to you guys. Why using it on OpenRouter? Because that's just the best way to do it for now, a little bit. Okay, so let's go over here. I'm gonna show this to you guys. So here's what we have right now. Give me 1 second here. Okay, so check this out. So this, for example, is the page that we're working on. So here it is. Give me a second, that's loading in. We're gonna have 2 Bridge Voices open. So welcome to Bridge Voice. You guys can see this is what it looks like. I'm gonna sign in real quick. But this is what we're gonna improve. So this is the current stats card, and basically what you can do is you can like copy this and then you can post it on X, right? It's like almost like a marketing thing. So these are I've saved 58 hours of typing with Bridge Voice, which is insane. Let's sign in. So this is the dev version. Let's go over here and we'll see as this updates it. I feel like the biggest problem with Kimi K2.6 though is just the context window, and then also just the speeds, right? Like the speeds aren't very good. I have Copilot for work. I just wish I could have used the sub and it's GPT 5.5. Yeah. I'm using Kimi K 2.6 in terminal of VS Code as CLI. That's cool. Okay, Hung said agreed on Claude design. They would be better off up their GUI game and have Claude design inside Claude Code as a in-app browser. Silo workspace is not it. Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, like if they had Claude Code, I think that people like need to realize that Claude Code is like the main interface right now that people are using. It's just people love it. Like literally people love Claude Code. So, you know, if you even like back to that example that I showed you guys before with the vidIQ thing, which if you are using vidIQ or if you're trying to sell a product, I think that vidIQ is definitely a great place to look. Just a quick tip. But for example, I'm going to show this to you guys. It's absolutely insane. So we can go to vidIQ here, okay? And we can just look up Claude Code, okay? And you can see that 8 million people are searching for this. Claude Code has 152 views per hour. That's insane. 152,000 views per hour. 8 million. There's nothing. I mean, this is 2 times bigger than OpenClaw. This is 4 times bigger than Hermes. Claude Code, people love Claude Code. Where if you look at Codex, you can see the popularity of Codex. It's rising in popularity, but it's nowhere near the popularity of Claude Code. And if you look at like Kimi K 2.6, we can see the demand of this. So Kimi K 2.6, you have 510,000. Obviously, it just came out. So there's quite a bit of demand for this. But then if you look at like Claude Opus 4.7, we may try Opus 4.7. 547,000, and it's double rising. If you just do Opus 4.7, 961,000, which that's a better. I mean, actually, so Kimi K 2.6. People are a big fan of Kimi K 2.6, but what I do see from it is it a little bit slow. What are the speeds on this? If we go to OpenRouter, what are the speeds on OpenRouter? So we go to OpenRouter and we go to, let's just go to Kimi K 2.6 here, and we can look at the speeds on OpenRouter. So OpenRouter speeds, oh my gosh. Yeah, that's very noticeable. Let's do 8 more. Okay, literally, yeah. So from Moonshot AI, Kimi K 2.6, this is a very slow model. So, and this is because they don't have as many GPUs, right? Like, it's not necessarily their fault. It's just that, hey, they don't have as, wait until Kimi K 2.6 is on Fireworks Firepass. Oh, 100%, yeah. Yeah, it is very slow. I just logged onto the stream. Please tell me what you test this model for bug catching and debugging. I'm using Kimi K, I'm using it for UI right now. So what we're doing is we're taking it and we're just seeing if we can like improve this here. So it's updating this page. We'll see if we can create like, if it can create like a beautiful UI, then hey, that's great, right? But we're kind of just testing to see, you know, what this looks like. Yeah, you're just not, yeah, you're not gonna create an app without bugs. Like, people are so quick to judge and to hate, and it's like, hey, let's all just, you know, stay positive and all work together. I think that it's easy on the internet to, you know, hate on one another, but let's just be kind to one another, guys. Support one another. I do think that AI is the future of software development. So, okay, I'm personally not a fan of any model. I just test them practically and compare the results. And in my experience, nothing still beats Claude Code. It's a very powerful universal AI. I would agree. I would say that GPT 5.5 is starting to get to the point where it is very, very good at backend, better than Claude Opus 4.7, just so you know. Hung said, I do think models have reached the plateau phase, bar mythos, I don't know, and everyone is busy improving their harnesses to maximize the model performance now. I don't agree. I don't agree. I think that we'll actually see some pretty substantial jumps. Because think about how much hallucination is still happening. Even if they can lower the hallucination rate, that would be huge. I just think that like these models are hallucinating so much still. I think that when you look at some of the larger models, like let's say DeepThink 3, right? Like the DeepThink, the one that got like 3,600 on Codeforces, if you guys remember that one. They'll have models that are like running at 60 tokens per second that are that capable. It's just that the last launches have been really bad. There's so much hype in the space. Like, think about the difference between GPT-4o and GPT-5 and how different that, like, GPT-4o launched in what, March of 24, and then GPT-4o or GPT-5 launched in August of 25. So think about that. That's like a year and a half almost between GPT-4o and GPT-5, and they didn't really release. I mean, technically they did release like O1 and stuff, which was a substantial jump. But the last couple of releases have not been good, I agree. There's definitely a lot of room for improvement, especially in visual and abstract reasoning, yeah. Yeah, so Kimi K 2.6 is very slow. That's what I'm seeing for sure. Kimi K 2.6 very, very slow. Yeah, so look at this. So we'll just do the one via Moonshot. So via Moonshot, 20 tokens per second. That's rough. I'm going to be honest. That is definitely rough. The biggest issue, yeah, let's just do this here. Yeah. All right, let's make a post on this because this is just what I'm experiencing. So let's go over here. I'm going to make a post on this real quick, but yeah, just very slow. If we go back over to BridgeSpace, still not done. Like, look at this. It literally just says preparing right. And this is what I see in some of the Chinese open source models that you're not seeing out of like Claude Code, is that, hey, the open source models, they'll be thinking for this long, right? Like, they'll be thinking, look at how long this is taking. I've spent 42 cents and it's taken quite a while to get to the output here. And you know, it's 55% of the way through its context window. The context window of Kimi K 2.6 is only like, what, 232,000 or something like that, 256. And yeah, I mean, it's just not, it's not great. The context windows at this point are very important. If you have a model with a context window of only like 250,000, you're just not going to compete with a model that has a context window of 1 million, because you're going to be having to continuously compact. So okay, Moondog said if you think they can remove hallucination from LLMs, then you don't understand how they work. I mean, they'll be able to improve the hallucination, right? Though, look at the past. You remember ChatGPT 3.5? I'll be honest. I would be using like ChatGPT to do my homework and stuff when I was a sophomore in college. And that's when, you know, ChatGPT came out, and that's what everybody was using it for. I don't even know how people are doing college anymore. Is everybody just using AI for all their homework and stuff, I'm assuming, in college? I mean, is there even a point of college anymore? Yeah, Caveman. Okay, I will say I did make a post on Caveman, and I will say this. Caveman, a lot of people have bad things to say about it. Like, really bad things about it. Man, this is so slow. Oh my gosh. So this is what I see with the Chinese models, where, hey, when you start to factor in some of these other things, like, why is this still preparing all right? You know? Why are the speeds? Kimi is so slow in open code? Yeah. ENIAC said the professor ought to grade the prompts now 100%. Man, I can't even watch this. This is like watching paint dry. We'll come back to it. We'll come back to it, but man, that is slow. I mean, if you don't see that, then it does show you how far ahead like Claude Opus 4.7 and GPT 5.5 is doing, right? So it's crazy. Okay, let's go over back to what we were doing here. So let's test a couple things here before we deploy. So let's test this. If we pull up a workspace, let's just go to this one over here. When we pull up the sidebar, there should now be a BridgeMemory skill. You can see it right here. So you can see Bridge Obsidian and then BridgeMemory. So these are basically skills to work in Obsidian and then BridgeMemory as well. I am going to create a video on using Obsidian. We're using it today, but for example, like, let's just go over here. Honestly, let's do this. Let's do this, chat. Let's go to Claude. Hold on. Wait, let's X out. Let's CD into BridgeMind UI. And then now let's launch Claude. And then let's drop in BridgeMemory. I need you to use BridgeMemory, and I need you to create a robust memory system in this repository for BridgeMind UI, launch 2 deep dive agents and gain a complete understanding, and then build out the robust BridgeMemory setup so that we have a complete BridgeMemory in this directory. I think this will work. I did just drop in the skill, so rather than having to like continue to prompt or something like that, like, let's just start out with that, and then let's just do the same prompt over here. So we'll CD into BridgeMind UI, And then what we'll do is we'll do Claude again, and this time I'll do Bridge Obsidian. I need you to create a new Obsidian vault for this project, do an in-depth review with 2 deep dive agents, and then create the vault for this project in Obsidian. Okay, let's do that. Just change the model depending on context. I plan with Opus and do the work with Sonnet. I no longer hit limits. Yeah, that's a very good strategy. I second that. Man, it literally is still working. Jeez. Oh, wait. I hope this doesn't reset, because I did do this locally, so let's just hope that this doesn't, like, reset anything. But, man, I mean, if we go back over here and go here... Jeez, look at this. The write tool failed because I didn't provide a file path. Let me fix that and write to the correct path, preparing write. So when I talk in my videos about reliability for these coding agents that are like from, like these models that are from China, this is what I continue to see over and over again, where, hey, you're basically getting these models that are not reliable. Okay, this is not this that you're seeing with Kimi K 2.6. This is not happening with Claude Opus 4.7. Okay, and I say it in the videos, but this, you guys are seeing it live on stream. This is what I continue to experience. Benchmaxed, I don't think it's benchmaxed. It's just that, like, okay, like for example, I bet we'll see the result. I don't think that this is benchmaxed, but there are other things that come into the equation. Yeah, look at what this one said. So Dougal over here said Kimi K 2.6 might score higher, but it doesn't matter if inference is painfully slow, and honestly the design arena benchmark feels kind of BS. If you actually have design judgment, you can use GPT 5.5 and beat Opus 4.7 every day. The model is not the designer AI gives you. That's an interesting take. So that's actually a very interesting take. You can see this guy, shout out to him. You know, so, oh shoot, hold up, sorry, I made the music back up. Okay, so what you guys are seeing is, hold up here, is this still on? Okay, so what I see when I use this is that you just don't have the reliability that you have with Claude Opus 4.7, with Kimi K 2.6. We may never even get to this, right? Where, hey, like let's go, if we take that same prompt and if we had put it in, it just is not good. Honestly, it's just not good. It's still working. I mean, guys, what do you think about this? Yeah, that is an interesting take on it being better at design. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that one, but hold on. While this works, let's bust out a 30 bomb. Okay. Yeah, so you guys can see, like, I don't even know if we'll get to our answer with this. Yeah. Hold on, I think we did just, yeah, we did just find a bug though, didn't we? Hold on. So I think it's stuck. I think this is stuck. But yeah, I do see this bug though. Yeah, I think we just found a bug here. I believe that I just identified a bug when using open code inside of BridgeSpace. For example, when trying to scroll up, instead of scrolling up, it just changed it went back in my history of the inputs that I've submitted to open code. Would you launch 2 deep dive agents in BridgeSpace and figure out what is causing this when using the open code agent? All right, so we'll debug this as we go. Actually, hold up here. Let's do this as well. If you guys we did just find that bug though. If you guys look at this, like when I scroll up, it doesn't let me scroll up. If you guys see that. Okay. Sorry about that, Hoik. Yeah, bug. Yeah, well, wait, guys, if you don't know this, like when you're programming, you should never have bugs. It's only when you're vibe coding that you get bugs. When you're like, if you program yourself, like you write the code yourself, you'll actually never get bugs. It's only when you vibe code that you get bugs. Joking. Okay, so we'll see if we can fix that. Launch 2 sub-agents there. Let's go back over to that memory test, though. So these two are still working. If you guys remember, basically what we're doing here is we're testing BridgeMemory, and then we're also testing Obsidian. I'll have a little bit more of an official review on this, but BridgeMemory, we'll see if we can get this dropped in if we go over to BridgeMemory now. Geez, that Kimi K 2.6 just won't work. Ritesh, what is strange about it? They have a Kimi CLI. Well, the thing is that we're using. I mean, like it's not like open router is bad. It's yeah. I mean, I think that we're gonna have to just quit this. Hold on, let's go back here. Open code. We'll do sessions, greeting, continue. I mean, the scrolling does work here. For open code, it was just I think I was just clicked in here. I can scroll here. What even is the bug there? What's the point of coding in 2026? 2030 is soon, and people still try to learn coding. Yeah, you're not gonna have to code at all. You're not gonna have to code at all. And I think that a step further to that too is like just so you guys know, one of my my Hermes agents is pulling in logs, like pulling in errors as they happen in Stripe or in Sentry, okay? And when it gets an error in Sentry, it then pulls the code and then it reviews the error and it reviews the code. It finds the bug that's causing the error and then it creates a pull request. And I'm gonna create a video on that here soon on my Hermes agent setups, but we did that last week. And hey, like I mentioned this last week when revenue was blowing up. Hey, when you have higher revenue, you have to manage other aspects of your business. Like you're gonna have a lot more bug reports. You're gonna have customer service that you're gonna have to manage. And I just set up 5 Hermes agents that are now doing all this for me. And like we're already living in an era where you have self-healing software. Okay, so that's like a big thing where, hey, it's literally solving bugs as they happen for me. That's just my personal experience. I'm not trying to hype this up. I'm just telling you guys what I'm experiencing. And it's like, yeah, it's literally insane. I recommend you do mini video tutorials for BridgeSpace, links on your website, have a category on your channel. 100%, yeah. Yeah, I may make them on stream, but at the same time, I like to make videos off stream. I just don't like to make video content on stream, to be honest with you guys. Okay, it looks like we're finally getting this to drop in. You guys see this? So it finally was able to drop in some code. Actually, never mind. Never mind, guys. Never mind. Oh my gosh, that is insane. Kimi K 2.6 is essentially unusable. The speeds are so slow. I think big tech will not allow us devs to write code like this. Not sure it might work for projects that this guy is building, which I have no idea about what he is building, but companies not sure. I actually think you're wrong. I think that companies are going to be, like if you have heard the NVIDIA CEO, Jensen, literally what he says is, hey, if we have a $200,000 an engineer that we're paying $200,000, we want him to be using $200,000 in tokens. So I would disagree. I think the systems are going to get better. The systems are going to get a lot better. Okay, recursive self-improvement, the holy grail of software development, and we're close. Yeah, 100%. Okay, so I do think this is just not working. Is there a better way for us to use Kimi K 2.6 that isn't open code? Is there a Kimi CLI? It's Kimi CLI. Okay. Kimi code CLI is your next coding agent. Okay, it looks like there is. Is this it? Is this, do you guys see this? All right, hold on. All right, does anybody use this? Anybody know about this? Is this their official? Yeah, this is okay. We'll try it via this. This is the official Kimi CLI, so we'll try it through their harness. I think that's fair to give them a shot. Let's do this. Just go over here. I need you to clone this repo and set it up so that we can use it. Okay, so let's try this. Yeah, Kimi code. Yeah, Fireworks AI provider. No, I don't think it's available yet. Oh geez. All right, Hung said they have, but it is as horrible as the Gemini CLI. I don't think anything can get as terrible as that one, can it? Ah, jeez. Okay, this one, both agents. Okay, great work. I now need you to fix the bug without impacting other functionality. Review this and get it working correctly. Okay. Okay, so we submitted that prompt. That one will work. It is on Fireworks. Okay, Fireworks models. Okay, hold on here. So apparently this is on Fireworks. If we go here, KBK 2.6. Okay, it actually is. Is it faster on Fireworks? Do you guys know? Oh, Fireworks, just not FirePass? Okay. Yeah, 100%. John said, that is absolutely not my experience. Companies are absolutely embracing agentic coding 100%. 100%. Yeah. But geez, Kimi K 2.6, yikes. Install via UV, just go directly to their site? So in OpenRouter, it sucks. It can't even do a simple write here. But this is what I don't understand, okay, guys? So let's say that I was using this via, like if I'm using Claude Code, right? Or not Claude Code, but if I'm using Claude Opus 4.7 via Open Code, I'm not getting these issues, right? So I think that, yes, like you guys can say, oh, it's because you're using it in Open Code and it sucks in Open Code. But there is some truth to the fact that, hey, you're just not getting this with, you're just not getting this with Claude. You're just not. And you're seeing it with Kimi K 2.6, and this is why I say, hey, these Chinese models are all benchmaxed, and I think you're seeing it here. Now, I'm pretty sure I do have the Kimi code. What is the command to actually get this started so that I can use it in a directory? Just try it from Fireworks. I mean, what is, I think I have a Kimi code plan, so, okay, UV install Python's Kimi CLI. I want you to get this installed in this directory so that I can use it. Kimi K 2.6 is just a slow model like GLM 5.1. Yeah, I think that we need to make a post about this. You know, hey, this is the issue, is that, hey, they hype up these models, and you can't use a model that's running at 20 tokens per second in 2026. Like, that is absurdly slow. Okay, so is this, I think it did it. Oh my gosh, did it actually do it? Oh, guys, you know what I think actually this is, I mean, it did just output an 800 line file, right? Do you guys see this? It finally outputted. So it finally outputted 926 lines. Did it update this? Let's see. Hold on. Okay. Oh my gosh. All right, this is not good. This is not good, guys. Oh my gosh. Okay. This is not good. So let's make a quick post about this. So I am going to make a post about this on X. Let's drop this in. So I'll show you guys kind of how I do the marketing on X, which is, hey, you basically just, add value on X. Okay, so I did just make this post, so I think that people should know about this. Like, hey, when it comes to these benchmarks and what people are seeing, go check this out. But yeah, I mean, it's just not good. Yeah, it's just rough. Kimmy K 2.6, it runs at 20 tokens per second. 20 tokens per second. You're seeing it here, and then the output that it created was like pretty subpar, to be honest. And look at this, and it created an issue. Look at this, and it created a bug. So not only did it create really bad UI, but it also created a bug. So Jesuser said this guy has issues with every model he tries other than Opus 4.7 and GPT. Well, look at this. Is this me making an issue out of it, or is this just like, hey, this is just actual experience? Look at this. So, hey, if you go back over here, okay, and you now take this, which you have a super slow model, okay? You have a super slow model. Let's open back up Open Code, okay? Let's open Open Code again, okay? And we'll go right back to that session, okay? So how long did it take for us to actually get to that session? I'm not sure. Let's go look at it. So we started at 12:30, or that was when it last, I don't know, when did this start? We can go all the way back up here. Chinese AI is fake AI. All right, let's go here. Let's copy the exact same prompt, okay? And let's just pass it into Claude, and we'll see how fast Claude Opus 4.7 does it, okay? We'll pass the exact same prompt into Claude Opus 4.7, and we'll see what it does. We'll see how fast it is. We'll see what it creates. We'll see if it's able to fix this bug that Kimmy K 2.6 created. But guys, this is the issue that we have with Chinese models, like period. They're not reliable, and you do get what you pay for. Like Kimmy K 2.6 is a cheap model, and I just don't see like. Hold on here. Did I post the correct pricing information on this, by the way? 49. Okay, yeah. 95 cents. Temu AI for sure. Overfit for benchmarks. Yeah. How good is 5.5 in real world code currently? I've been using it way more now. 5.5, I definitely do see the use of it. You can basically use it now for all your backend work. I think it is better than Opus 4.7 when it comes to backend. I've been using it today for backend. I think Opus 4.7 obviously is like quite superior, to be honest, but let's go over here. So look at this, guys. So let's see if this did create a hub. So you guys can see that it created 19 memories, hub root, Matthew Miller, desktop, BridgeMind, BridgeMind UI, BridgeMemory. So let's see if this is correct. Let's go to settings. Wait, no, not settings. Hold on. Let's go to, it's BridgeMemory here. But this is the issue that I'm having. Why is this not? Yes, yeah, this is not yet. Like, I don't see. Why do I not see this? Hold on, let's check this out. Help me understand this, though. Why is my bridge memories not showing up in BridgeSpace? Review this screenshot and note that nothing is showing up here. Why is this the case? And then let's go check out, let's see Obsidian here. And let's see if it did it with Obsidian. So if we go over to Obsidian and we go to, can I just go to folders here? Do I have to click this? Manage vaults, open, create, no. I guess this is the only vault that I have. Oh, BridgeMind UI vault. Here it is. So this is the other vault that it created. So if we open up this vault and then we go to like graph view. So this was the vault that was created. So this one was actually, it did a very good job on this. So this is the vault that was created. Yeah, see this? So BridgeMind UI vault. So this is Obsidian. A lot of people are starting to use this, just so you guys know. But this is the vault. It looks very good. I think that Obsidian is a very useful tool. Opus 4.7 is still working. It's only been working for 2 minutes and 46 seconds, though. And just as a, you know, first of all, it needs to fix the error that Kimmy K 2.6 created. Kimmy is an amazing model to talk to and do simple tasks, perfect for Hermes, but it obviously can't compare to the big models. But why should it? Why do people want one model that is best for everything? Well, here's the thing. I'm using GPT 5.5 for my Hermes agents, which I have 5 of them, right? and they're incredibly useful. At this point, I'm at the level where, hey, I can't as one person get to all the tasks that I have to do for BridgeMind. There's too many of them, right? So I can't do all the tasks. But GPT 5.5 is actually incredibly good because it's cheap. Like even this entire stream, we can look at, hey, like let's get out of Kimi K2.6 here because it sucks. I really do think it's not good. Just so you know, I don't think that Kimi K2.6 is good. It's just not reliable. So that's your biggest issue with Kimi K2.6. But I can go to status here and look at my status. My status, I've got 77% left on Codex here, 77%, and it resets in an hour. So I've been using it. My Hermes agents are running right now. They have a bunch of cron jobs. I'll show it to you guys if you guys want. I can show you how they're set up. I'm going to do a video on it too. But you know, I'm using GPT 5.5 via my Codex subscription for my Hermes agents that are running. I'm also using it for vibe coding, and it's doing a very good job. In the usage limits that you get on it. And look at this. Okay, so in just what was that? Maybe 3 minutes and 30 seconds. This is now done. So now let's pull this up. Let's reload the app. Did this fix our issue? It said type check passes. Let's go over to stats. And look at that. It fixed our issue. Let's see. Can I share this on X? It does localhost. All right, let's fix that. Okay, great work. I now need you to use the front-end design plugin and significantly improve the design of that stats page. Note that I want to improve the design of the card, and I need you to note that the X post that is created needs to have a viral hook and be formatted with best practices about Bridge Voice. You also need to take a look at the real UI links to Bridge Voice on the BridgeMind website. Review this for reference. Also, I don't want any emojis in the post. Just go with GPT 5.5 for your Hermes, no less. Leave the DeepSeek and Kimi party to the losers. I mean, I don't think that you can call people losers that are using different models because, hey, there's some people that can't afford a model that costs $5 per million on the input and $30 per million on the output. But the thing is with Kimi K2.6, you just have a model that's not reliable. It's just not reliable. And that's like the biggest thing for sure is that, hey, you just can't use models that are not reliable. Also, guys, I am going to set a new like goal here. We're at 354 likes. Let's get to 500 likes. If you guys haven't already liked the stream, there's 600 people watching. So if you guys haven't already liked the stream, make sure you do so. Let's get it going. 500 like goal. No updates yet. To what? BridgeSpace? We're going to make an update, but the biggest thing that we're working on is we are working on this memory feature. Let's see what was wrong with this. So this is actually a really important one right here. So this one is working on memory. So if we take this here, I also want to make sure just that this is, okay, perfect. That is fixed. GPT 5.5 just absolutely crushes bugs. It just crushes them. Kimi Turbo for the fast, easy stuff. GPT 5.5 for harder tasks. I wouldn't even say that. Like, it's just not reliable. All right, you have 5 memory. Why your memories aren't showing? You have 5 memory hubs on your disk. Each is in its own world. BridgeSpace shows whichever single hub you have open, and it does not auto-discover sibling child hubs. So here are our hubs. So we have one at BridgeMind, BridgeMemory, BridgeMind, BridgeBench, Okay, but why isn't this showing? I need you to proceed with the best practice implementation. Note that as we write memories, they should all show in that spot. Like, it doesn't matter what project we're in, all memory hubs in BridgeMemory should show up in the BridgeSpace BridgeMemory page. Review how this is currently structured, launch 5 sub-agents, figure out what's wrong, and help me update the implementation of this to ensure that this is updated properly. Also add a refresh mechanism to make sure that it renders in new hubs if that's needed as well. But the BridgeMemory page needs to render in all BridgeMemory hubs. Review this in complete depth and update accordingly. Proceed with your recommended approaches. All right, so we'll launch 5 here. This is the biggest thing that we're working on. So we're basically building a competitor to Obsidian that's built inside of BridgeSpace. So if you guys don't know what we're building, this is BridgeSpace. This is a ADE. It's better than Warp by quite a lot. It has all of these features that are built inside of it. One, for example, is Bridge, which is a voice assistant that's able to manage your agents for you. It's pretty cool. Watch this. I need you to launch 4 more Claude Code agents in this workspace.
Four more codexes up.
Okay, hold up here. All right, so check this out. So it
Done.
launches your agents. If we go over here, I think that we do need to get an update deployed. We have a couple fixes that are being implemented. So let's get this deployed. Let's pull up this, and then all I have to do to actually do a deployment now is let's just launch, for example, let's launch a. All right, let's do this. Let's do. I don't want GPT for this. I want Claude, and all I have to do is I do have skills in BridgeSpace now. So there is a skill. Oh wait, isn't it? Okay, yeah, it's Bridge. So it's BridgeSpace deploy. So if you guys look at this, this is the skill sidebar, and all you have to do now is literally just drag and drop. I need you to bump the version of BridgeSpace and get everything deployed that we have locally. Get it all deployed. Yeah, I think we have the copy and paste. We have a couple bugs that are fixed that we're deploying right now. Real talk, I wasted so much time with Kimmy on my Hermes just fixing its mess. Had an incredible time with GPT 5.5, 100%. If you do have Hermes, I highly recommend that you just use GPT 5.5. It's very affordable. Yeah, it did do that, Bio. Yeah. You're only using one Claude now, right? Account? Yeah, so technically I still do have two, but the rate limits are much, much better. Like even if we look at my Claude usage for today, like let's just do usage real quick. I mean, look at this, 22% used. It resets it did just reset, but you know, it's been live for 41 minutes and we've used 22%. So that's on track. And we've even had, you know, we've been launching like dozens of agents at a time. So it is pretty good. All right, so that's bumped. All right, let's go over to this one here. Oh, looks like this crashed. Oh, it's because we bumped it. Oops, 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 oops. Okay, what happened here? Why is this not? Okay, here it is. Okay, let's proceed. We have to do this. Let's do this, and then it is usage here. Or no, it's resume. And which one are we resuming? Deploy BridgeSpace, not that one. Redesign, no, 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 no. This thing is so bad. Their resume session functionality, it literally doesn't even work. Because we were just working with that and it just doesn't work. That's so annoying. Because it's going to be very hard to find that session to resume. List projects, no, 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 no. Nope, 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 nope. I think it was this one. Was it this one? I think it was. Let's see if it works. What do I think Google's investment in Anthropic is for? I think it's because it's Anthropic. I think Anthropic is winning the race right now. They're ahead. That could obviously change, but all right. Do you guys see how in BridgeMemory our hubs just are not rendering in? We've got to figure this out. So what we're gonna do is let's just take one of these and just kind of focus in a little bit here with one agent. I need you to launch 3 deep dive agents to review BridgeSpace and all of the functionality associated with BridgeMemory. Find all of the repos associated with BridgeMemory on this machine and find all of the memory hubs, and then help me figure out why they are not all rendering inside of BridgeMemory. If you look in BridgeMemory, you'll note that these are not rendering in properly. I need you to launch these sub-agents and figure out why this is happening, and then build a structured implementation plan to implement the fixes to get this working again. Can AI replace this work fully? Not at the moment. Like AI can replace, you know, hey, you don't have to code anymore. But this part, the actual vibe coding part, this is actually an incredible field to get into, vibe coding. Okay, let's go over here to BridgeMemory. And what I want to do is I just want to take a screenshot of this because, as you guys can see, we literally only have one memory hub, and that's just not right. Like, there's something wrong with this where it's just not... It's not working. So you guys can see there's only one memory hub. We're going to launch these deep dive agents and see what we can get here. How much do you spend on subscriptions to support all these workspaces running in parallel? I have 3 subscriptions. I have GPT subscription, a pro plan, and then I have 2 Claude subscriptions, but it does fluctuate. It does fluctuate like month over month. What is the app, by the way? You're literally looking at it. So this is BridgeSpace. If you guys don't know what BridgeSpace is, it's an ADE, an agent development environment. So you guys can see I have all my workspaces over here on the left, where I'm able to manage all my workspaces. I also have skills, I have Bridge, I have a code editor, I have a built-in browser, and then I also have the BridgeMind MCP where I can manage different tasks. So here are 10 tasks that are in review. This is pretty cool. You can use the BridgeMind MCP for that. You also have BridgeMemory, which is actually what we're working on right now, and then Bridge Skills, which is the skills that we're using over here. It's very easy to just be able to drag and drop these skills in, which is very nice. But let's go over here. So it did find this. We'll give it some more time to work on that. Winston, what's up? All right, I'm gonna go grab. I just need to grab some fruit. I'm gonna grab some fruit for a snack real quick. I'll be back. But I will be right back. We'll let this one work. This one's a really important agent. We do have a deployment shipping out now for BridgeSpace, but if you guys haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so, and I'll be right back. I just have to use the restroom and grab some fruit. I'll be back. All right, what's up, guys? I'm back. All right. Is GitHub dying? No. At least I don't think so. All right, whoa. Hold up here. All right, hold on. It looks like the music got turned off. All right, there we go. All right, chat. Let's go. All right, look what I got, guys. See this? Cantaloupe. Cantaloupe. It's in season now. It's kind of nice. Danny, it's for Bridge here. It's a voice agent. It takes a lot of credits. Okay. Yes, begin implementing now. All right, let's do this. So let's try sharing on X now. Sir Jeff, what's up? Thank you. My daily calorie intake is probably like 2,500, 3,000 calories. It's not a crazy amount. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. All right, this is the most important thing that we're working on right here. So I want to highlight to you guys what we're actually doing here. So with BridgeMemory, this is essentially Obsidian but built into BridgeSpace. So I reviewed Obsidian, I tested it out, and I really do like it. So if you look over here, you can create like these maps of all this information. So if you look at like this, you can see, okay, SEO and structured data, resources, brand and voice. And I think it's a great approach to a memory system, but it's actually very simple. And we're gonna build this natively into BridgeSpace. So if you go over here and you go over here, you're gonna see BridgeMemory. Right now, this is only rolled out to Ultra users, and we're currently refining it. But right now, we're using this agent here to try and get, it should be able to get this so that it recognizes all of the memory hubs on the machine.
Four more clouds up. Done. 4 more clouds ready.
That's pretty cool. So you can literally add these files. So watch this. So I'm going to say I need you to prompt each of these Claude agents and do a review of, and I can literally just add BridgeSpace Tari. And it adds it right here, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to say do a review of BridgeSpace Tari and help me identify ways to improve performance of the application. So it's going to be able to prompt each of them. So you guys can kind of watch this. You guys can see it here. This is just a demo of Bridge. Bridge is pretty cool. So you guys can see that it basically just passed in prompts to each of them.
Tari perf.
I didn't have prompt. Kind of nice.
All 4 clouds.
Do I have a Grok subscription? I do, yeah.
Perf review prompt. They're digging in.
Yeah, Danny. We're shipping out 3.0.47 right now. But yeah, there was a ton of updates. I was really like just grinding over the weekend, shipping out a bunch of updates. So I would definitely make sure that if you do have a BridgeMind subscription, make sure you update to the latest version because there's a bunch of improvements in the latest version. Joseph's, thank you. Yeah. Revenue went up a lot. Alex said, I did an AI memory management system about 2 months ago. It was way better than what Claude has, and it really improved my workflow. That's awesome, Alex. Yeah. No, a memory system can really help you improve your workflow. I'm going to make, after this stream finishes, I have a ton of content. One thing that's on my list today is tutorial videos. In this stream, we're just solely focused on BridgeMemory. I think that once this agent finishes, we'll have a pretty good look at, it should ship out in version 3.0.48. So we'll ship a version before, we're done today, but it should be able to pick up on these hubs. That's the biggest thing that we're trying to get it to work with, is to pick up on a hub. And then once it does pick up on a hub, we'll be able to refine it from there. But the biggest blocker right now is just getting this to pick up on these hubs, because right now it's not. We have like 5 memory hubs and it's just not picking up on them. So, all right. This one's almost done. Really nice feature in BridgeSpace is, do you guys see this full screen button here? If you click that, it brings it full screen. That's very nice. So if you need to if you're working in a workspace and it's a little bit too cramped, you can just click this, boom. Just like that, full screen. Very nice. Yeah, I dropped out of college. I only have 7 credit hours left, but it's pretty much pointless. Rishi, you need more agents to be able to work on more tasks. Like, you know, hey, at the end of the day, the skill is becoming, it's no longer how well can you write code. The new skill is, hey, how well are you able to manage agents? And it's across a whole variety of different things. It's not just vibe coding. I think that, like, hey, my journey with the Hermes agents is that at 167,000 in ARR, I can't manage BridgeMind as a business, as a solo person anymore. I need agents that are working for me. And, you know, the big thing is that, hey, I could either hire people and all of my revenue would go out the door and I would have no profit margin because I'm paying, you know, payrolls and stuff, or I could get Hermes agents that are working for me. So the skill is no longer how well are you able to write code. The skill is how well are you able to orchestrate agents. So if you're only running one Claude session, then you're not really going to get much done. If you have somebody that knows how to be able to run, you know, 17 Claude instances at the same time. Like, if you guys know the founder of OpenClaw, he put out a tweet. Let me show this to you guys. It's actually pretty cool. So Peter Steinberger, he put out a tweet this morning. Let me find it. Look at this. He put out a tweet and he said, it's so funny. Wait, where is it? Jeez. Is this? Okay, look at this. So this is from 19 hours ago, and it says, stream disconnected before completion, rate limit reached for GPT 5.5 on tokens per minute. Limit, and his limit is, what is that? Is that 4 million, right? Yeah. Wait, is that 4 million or 40 million? Is that 40 million tokens, chat? So this guy's using 40 million tokens a minute. So the founder of OpenClaw is using 40 million tokens per minute. That's insane. 40 million tokens per minute. How is that even possible, chat? $40 million tokens per minute? Are you kidding me? That is such a flex. He's like, nah. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. Okay. This agent's done. This is the most important agent. If this isn't working, I'm going to be a little bit frustrated just because there's no reason that this shouldn't be working, to be honest. This is like I feel like this is a pretty simple feature. But let's see here. So we're going to go over to this. We're going to go to BridgeMemory and still just picking up on BridgeBench and hold on. Let's try rebuilding. It told me to rebuild, but hold on. That way, that's Bridge Voice. It's fine. All right, let's try this. So npm run tari dev local. Also, guys, we've got 654 people watching. If you guys are watching, haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. Also, guys, I have an announcement to make. So this week, I do have an announcement. So we are going to be doing a project sharing event this Wednesday, May 6th at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I actually used to do these every single week when I first started BridgeMind, but they kind of just turned into like product advertisements and people were like falling off scripts, and I gave people like 10-minute time limits, but they would go literally for like 25 minutes just following a script. And I was like, dude, you can't do that. But I have a plan. I'm going to pick 6 members of the BridgeMind community to present their projects. This event is going to be on Wednesday. It's going to be on stream. So for those that are going to present, which I haven't picked the people that are going to present. So if you guys would be interested in presenting your project on Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can join the Discord and just let me know in the general chat. Be active, be around, and I'll be in the co-working channel tomorrow. But this event is going to take place on May 6th, so 2 days from now, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'm super excited for it. So if you guys haven't already joined the Discord community, make sure you do so. There's a link. I'm going to drop another link in the chat, but this is going to be on Wednesday. So yeah, so 54 people are already saying that they're going to show up to this event, and it's going to be on stream. So you guys can see that there's 646 people now. All I ask is that for the people that are going to present, don't just follow a script. You know, I think that the purpose of me doing this is I wanted to, like, yes, you are going to get some visibility, you know, and if you do have a product that you're selling, you know, you're going to get some visibility, you're going to get some traction, but don't just come like with a script, you know, like present it in a way where you're presenting what you built, because we're all builders, we're all supporting one another. But that's going to be on Wednesday. I'm super excited for it. Okay, let's go back over here. And see, okay, like why did this not show up? Let's check this out. You guys see this? And this is where it's like, okay, do I just need to like launch Codex? Is Codex gonna take care of this for me? Take a look at the screenshot and note that still only 2 memory hubs are showing. I need you to review this and figure out why. You did not fix the error. That's so frustrating. So it still didn't fix our issue, which is ridiculous. Okay. Also, let's take a look at this swarm real quick. I do want to make sure that we did properly fix that. So let's launch just a squad real quick. I'm just going to do CD desktop. Where's my usage limit at? Test. Let's just test this. It's just going to be a test one. Launch swarm. Nice. Okay, that is actually sick. Do you guys see the animation there? That's a lot better. That's much better. So this is a bridge swarm. So you basically connect all these agents together. That's a lot better. All right, stop it. Let's fix this. Okay. Review this bug in the UI and figure out what's causing it on the bridge swarm page and fix it. It doesn't cost too much money. Chris Luttrell, thank you. Yeah, that looks good. So somebody in the chat just said, what a mess. I disagree. Guys, let's check revenue real quick. Let's check revenue again. Last time we had checked, we were just above 14,000, and now we are at... All right, here's the Stripe dashboard. We are currently at 14,091 in revenue in MRR. Nice. All right, hold on. I'm gonna throw this back in the fridge. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. What's up? Let's go. All right, let me see if these are charged yet. All right. There we go. All right. Yeah, I started at 0. I literally started at 0. Oh my gosh, what a journey, guys. You know what's crazy is that when this gets up to like, you know, 20,000, 30,000, it does change your life, you know. It is life-changing. Just from this circumstance, like, you know, hey, it's freedom. You know, there's like, for example, hey, I just got, you know, 27,000 or whatever in the last 4 weeks. I'm not spending any money. all the money's being put back into the business. Because I'm going to be running BridgeMind for a while. Okay. So it said what you need to do to load the fixed code. You have two options. I already restarted it. Oh, wait. Hold on. Oh, no way. Guys. Okay. Chat. Look at this. Launch Tory dev and test it. Wait, what is this? Is this Claude? Is that, hold on, chat. Is that a Claude Code feature? Is this a Claude Code feature? Because this is one thing that I also want to build. Is that a Claude Code feature? Can somebody let me know if that is? Because I did work on auto, like ghost, like tab, right? Commands. And the Ford said he is paying 10K for AI per month, I think. Who is? How am I using multiple Claude accounts? Currently, I'm not. I'm actually just using one. I technically have two, but honestly, the rate limits are good enough now where I'm not having to switch between like I used to. All right, let's go over here. This looks good. Let's just go over here now. I do want to restart this to see if that change did take place. Okay, Hung said, highly recommend to check out Solo Term to find potential points to improve BridgeSpace. It's incredibly fast. Oh, Solo Term? Oh, Solo, is that like a, okay, Solo Term, let's look that up. Solo Term. Interesting. Okay. Let's see if this now does take place. Okay. This is so frustrating. I think that we're at the place where we just need to generate a handoff. So we're going to create a handoff because Claude Opus 4.7 just can't, it's just not getting it done for us. It's just not. So let's now do this. Let's generate a handoff prompt. So we're gonna go here and we're gonna click generate handoff. So this is another feature of BridgeSpace. And what you're able to do here is you're able to take the entire context of a conversation that you're having with Claude Code, and you're able to then pass it into a new terminal. So we're gonna generate a handoff, and then we're gonna pass that handoff into Codex because, yeah, Claude Opus 4.7, there are cases where, hey, the fact that it can't solve this issue, I've given it, what, 3 tries, 3 attempts, and it still can't solve it. I think that it's at the point where it just, we may have to pass it into a Codex instance. Because that's obviously, I mean, 3 times. So this is the handoff. So this was just created by BridgeSpace, where things left off. This looks great. So let's now copy. Literally, this is perfect. What happened? Goal was to debug why BridgeMemory Hub auto discovery. I mean, look at how good this is. Wow. I'm gonna make an X post about this. This is such a useful feature, guys. Yeah. Thank you, Hung. Are you using an entire JavaScript stack? No, I'm using Rust. Okay, so I did just copy this. So what I'm gonna do now is I am going to now take this. I'm gonna launch a Codex instance, and then I'm going to just paste that handoff in. That pasting bug is so annoying. Hold on. Okay. I need you to do an in-depth review of this task that Claude Code was working on, and I need you to take over because Claude Code was not able to fix this for us. Launch 3 deep dive agents and diagnose the issue and what is causing it, and then get this fixed so that the BridgeMemory screen is able to pick up on all of the different BridgeMemory hubs on the machine. Yeah, that's obviously an issue here. And hey, okay, this is the issue. GPT 5.5 extra high, this may be working for like 30 minutes is the only issue that I have with GPT 5.5 extra high, where, hey, it's going to work for like 60 minutes maybe. I'm looking for an alternative to Claude Agent SDK. Cognitive Ledger, what's going on? So we are building BridgeMind. Current ARR, it's actually higher now, but it'll be updated tomorrow. But the current ARR is 167,000. And what we've built is a vibe coding ecosystem. So I've been vibe coding for, it's crazy. I was thinking about it. It's coming up. It's going to be 4 years soon, but 3.5 years I've been vibe coding. Time's just flying by. It's crazy. Yeah, Codex is going to take over here. Because, yeah, I mean, Claude Opus just wasn't able to get it done. I am going to make a tweet about this. Yeah, the debugging sometimes is just so bad. It looks like, hold on, let's expand this one. So it looks like we've got 1 agent, 2 agents, so 3 deep dive agents that are reviewing this. You can see the plan. I mean, guys, do not sleep on Codex. It's actually really good. It's reviewing the BridgeMemory page. It looks good. It's doing a great job. You recommend to build a big game platform project for 2 years like Roblox, Fortnite, Minecraft? I already start. I might be successful. I have a powerful engine where you can build top-down games easily. Is BridgePace available on Linux? It is, yes. Also, I am, so just to kind of give you guys, anybody that's watching right now, if anybody's interested in using BridgeSpace, but just needs, you know, maybe a little bit of an extra coupon to be able to afford it or to be able to use it, I am going to do a fire sale real quick. So we're going to do a couple things. We're going to do a giveaway right now. So let's pull up Nightbot here, and we are going to do a giveaway. We're going to do a $25 Bitcoin giveaway. So let's go over here. All right, so let's do a giveaway. We're gonna do a giveaway to active chatters in the chat. Oh, I like this one. Random number giveaway to chatters who guess a number. We should do that one sometime. But basically, this giveaway is gonna go to anybody that comments or is active in the chat. You guys don't have to spam. Spamming doesn't get you entered more. So I just ask that you guys don't spam. But if you guys are lurking in the chat, you know, just get engaged. We'll do it for 10 minutes. Start a timer for 10 minutes. They always spam. Yeah. All right. So yeah, so we definitely want to figure out this bug. But to anybody that is interested in using BridgeSpace, like I said, you know, hey, I was grinding all weekend on this, and we made significant improvements. I think that for anybody that has been following up with this project, obviously you guys have seen it take like a pretty good... We've been making it consistently better day after day. BridgeMemory is live right now for Ultra subscribers, but what's going to happen is it's rolling out to Ultra first, and then it's going to go to Pro. I don't know if we're going to roll it out to basic subscribers, but I am going to create a coupon real quick. So let's create a coupon, and what we're going to do is we're going to have Claude choose how much of a discount you guys are going to get. So let's open up a new Claude instance. You are going to select a random number. I want you to generate a random number anywhere between 50 and 70. All right. Harshil said he's enjoying the stream. Thank you, man. All right, we got 63. Dang, okay, 63. So we're gonna do, so it shows 63. So that's how much of a discount you guys are gonna get. So this is gonna be day 172. It's going to be for 63% off. And this is going to be for anybody that uses Ultra or Pro. We'll throw a basic in there too. But I do recommend getting Pro because BridgeMemory is going to be accessible to Pro. It's going to be forever, so this is going to be 63% off forever. And we're going to use customer-facing codes. The code is going to be day 172, and this is going to be limited to, let's limit it to 9 customers. So it's going to be limited. This usually goes pretty fast, but it's going to be limited to 9 people, 63% off. Let's do it. Day 172. That's the code. So if you guys go to BridgeMind.ai, use code day 172, you guys will get 63% off. Here's the code. Cool. All right, so this is a really interesting test. So we basically had this bug, right? So we're trying to get BridgeMemory shipped out, right? Did you set up the reward pool? I did, yeah. We've actually generated, it's already like $150 through the affiliate campaign, which is pretty cool. So shout out to everybody that's been taking advantage of that. That's awesome. Alulan, thank you. Also, guys, if you guys are watching, haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. 70,547 subscribers is insane. Can you pull up your fire sales have done in the past via your Stripe? What do you mean? How well they've done? They usually will sell out within like, I don't know, typically like 30 seconds. I can pull it up real quick. But yeah, day 172 for 63% off. Okay. Okay, so Zozo in the chat said, are you really earning 167K? I think that is fake. You are lying. So I think that's a great opportunity to just pull this up. So this is the Stripe dashboard. If you guys don't know what the Stripe dashboard is, the Stripe dashboard is literally just the subscription. So let's go over to the revenue. And this is the revenue. So as you guys can see, we have 501 active paying subscribers. The MRR is at $14,166. And over the last 4 weeks, I have made $27,054 just from Stripe subscriptions. So when you guys look at the title, the ARR stands for annual recurring revenue, and all of the annual recurring revenue is coming directly from Stripe subscriptions. This has been a phenomenal month. Literally, we took it from 5,955 last month to 14,000. Erific over on Twitch. I'll see you later, man. Have a good one. People are so funny. People in the chatters. There's one guy that said he is definitely hiding something. Guys, I think everybody knows that has been around. If you look around, right? If you look at it back where this journey started, you don't have a setup that looks like this. You don't invest money like I do into the business if it's not making money. Okay. The money that I'm making is just from Stripe subscriptions. And, you know, I think that you guys should know that this is legit. Like if you guys are looking at it, and there's so many people, like there's one guy on the internet that says he made 300K from an app, right? And then he proceeds to sell a school course. You guys are not going to see me selling a school course anytime soon, just so you know. I'm very focused on BridgeMind because obviously I'm making so much money from it. Why would I do a school course? If I wasn't making money from BridgeMind, you'd probably see me doing a school course if I wasn't like, if I was like, you know, like a lot of these other influencers, but I don't see myself as an influencer. I'm building in public. I don't like content creation. I just do it because that's great for marketing. And I love building the community that we've built. ARR in this context is annual run rate. They are not recurring yet, but will soon. Just need to control churn. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Yeah, the churn is actually down quite a bit. Last month it was at like 40% last month, which is not good, but it is down at like 32. You know, if you do look at that Stripe dashboard, and this is the thing is I don't think anybody's going to be as transparent. I don't think I've seen anybody be as transparent. Let's refresh real quick. All right, so yeah, the churn is right here. So right now the churn is at 32%, but you can see like, you know, hey, 2 weeks ago, that number was at 39, right? And then it's dropped to 32.9, which is still relatively high. But the thing is like, hey, if you can just grind, you could use churn third parties to keep them more. Yeah. But yeah, so I just try and be as transparent as possible. The integrity of this mission is incredibly important to me. Okay, look at this. So Codex is working a lot harder on this. You guys can see that it's creating a tool. Look at this. Commands allow BridgeMemory discover hubs. Do you guys see this? The reproduction agent confirmed the exact local layout for hubs. Okay, we'll see. We'll see if is Codex able to solve this. Let's see. Is Stripe the best payment system to use for a web shop? I think so. I don't know if Mark Lau is legit. I know that Alex Finn isn't legit. I mean, I think it's pretty easy to tell who's legit and who's not. If somebody is legit, like if they're actually making a ton of money, like off of what they're saying that they're making money from, they're gonna show it, because there's so many people that are full of like, they're just lying, right? To get more views. If you have to basically not, like, actually being transparent goes against the status quo, because yeah, I mean, there's guys like Alex Finn that say that they made 300K, that they've got a 300K ARR app, and that you never see it. You never see you never see anything from it. And there's a reason that you never see anything from it. It's because it's a lie. And so it's pretty easy to tell, because I see it as my biggest asset, the fact that it's legit, right? I'm like, sweet. If anybody's in the chat that says I'm lying, that's a phenomenal opportunity for me to show that it's legit. So thank you for whoever said that I was lying, because it just gives me an opportunity to show it. So he said you show the Stripe receipts every 32 minutes. I do, yeah. How do I handle security? Yeah, so security, like for example, I have a bridge security skill, and this is a really cool feature in BridgeSpace, is you can literally just set up these, there's like some BridgeMind skills, right? And you can just drag and drop them in. It's super nice. Silent Spectre said you deserve it, man. You got through a lot. Thank you, man. Yeah, it was tough, you know. It's definitely been a difficult journey, I'll tell you that much. Alex Finn is definitely a hustler. He's done a good job with the, he's definitely a big hyper. He's done a good job putting himself in front of the hype, which is a good job. I don't respect him for lying though. Okay, it looks like this is now done. So what was that? It was 12 minutes. That's actually not too bad. 12 minutes on GPT 5.5. That's not too bad. Also, guys, we do have 40 seconds left on the giveaway. So you guys see this, 40 seconds. So 40 seconds, 35 seconds left. So anybody that's been active in the chat is, we're going to choose a random person to get $25 Bitcoin. Codex improved a lot in the past few days. Yeah, I think so. All right, so it says that it's ready. It said that the root cause, I mean, if this works, okay, I will say this. If this works, I think that this is a pretty good case for GPT 5.5 being better than Opus 4.7 overall in the back end, like for sure, because this has been a persistent bug. I threw it at Opus 4.7. What is it, like 3 times? 3 times I threw it at Opus 4.7. So let's see if GPT 5.5 got it. And if it, okay, there's the alarm. Okay. All right, we did, okay, let's do the giveaway here. Where's the Nightbot? Hold on, let's pull up the Nightbot. Where is it? Okay, this is the issue that I have every stream. Nightbot, where are you? Okay, hold on, chat. I know it's somewhere, and then we'll test this BridgeMemory feature. Oh my gosh, okay, I know it's somewhere. Okay, here it is, I found it. Okay, giveaway. All right, 154 eligible, or 153. All right, choose winner. All right, let's go. All right, Fonk Echo is the winner. You're gonna have 60 seconds to claim. Also, guys, could you guys let me know how good the Harshill, shout out to him. Claude, bring up Nightbot, yeah. I am seeing your stream since your ARR is just $60. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. All right, he's got 60 seconds, and then we're gonna have to re-roll. He's got 30 seconds. There he is. How do you claim it? Okay, awesome. Funk Echo, yeah. It's very easy to claim. All you do is just join the Discord, and this is the winner of the $25 Bitcoin giveaway. Please DM me a screenshot of your YouTube profile and also your Bitcoin address. Okay, so yeah, just do this. What country are you from? Okay. All right, so guys, this is the moment of truth. Let's see this, BridgeMemory. Wow. Okay, guys, I will say this. GPT 5.5 is much, much better than Opus 4.7 in backend. Do you guys see this? So this is working now. So do you see all of this? Look at this. So this is now BridgeMemory, and GPT 5.5 was able to get it working for us. Wow. I think that this is a very good testament to GPT 5.5. Hold on, did it re-roll or something? No, this guy won. This guy won. Wow, okay. So, guys, we were working on this for, what was it? I don't know, 2 hours, and we were using Claude Opus 4.7. And this is now BridgeMemory. This is currently only available to Ultra subscribers, but I think now we are going to make it available for Pro. Wow. I mean, guys, you can't even, and this is why you have to do the live streams. You can't explain this, right? Like, we just worked on that for, what was it, 3 hours? 2 hours with Claude Opus 4.7, and then GPT 5.5 just one-shots it? I mean, I want to make a tweet on this, but how do I even explain this? You know what I mean? Like, have you reached your $1 million goal? No, we're still about $830,000 away. But I think we'll hit it. Let's do a quick check on the Stripe Rev. I mean, guys, if you guys haven't already gotten your BridgeMind subscriptions, make sure you do so. Like, this is, all right, we're up to 14,192. We've got 503 active paying subscribers. So it's ticking up today, guys. You know, this is what I continue to see is it's like, hey, you show up, you build a good product that people want, and you'll make progress for sure. But I was about to cancel my GPT. Guess I'll keep going with it. Mello said over on Twitch. Yeah, I mean, this is what I'm saying, guys. Like, if you missed that or you're just joining in, this is what you need to know, and this just is coming from experience. Okay, like if we go over here, I can literally show you this right now. We worked with Claude Opus 4.7. It wasn't able to get it, so what we did is we did let's literally just close all these. Jeez, Claude Opus is like. It's just that, I mean, this is insane. So this one-shotted it. This one-shotted our issue. And we used the handoff prompt. So we used a handoff prompt with BridgeSpace to completely recap the issue that Claude Opus 4.7 had. And then we passed it into GPT. GPT one-shots it. Okay, two over on Twitch said I only do backend, and GPT is goated, especially on high, extra high. I mean, yeah, like guys, this is, if you don't already have GPT, you need to get GPT, because we just built this and got it working. Wow. So now if we go over here, I am gonna make a review video today on Obsidian. Okay, I'm gonna make a review video. But man, that is incredible. So let's go over here, for example, okay? And now the big question is, I wanna make it so when I click on one of these, it'll open up that file, right? Like when I click on one of them, just make it so that it opens up the file. But I mean, yeah, I mean, you guys are seeing it here first. It's like, GPT 5.5, do not sleep on it. Great work. This is now working. Could you now make it so that when I click on one of these that it actually opens up to the file while keeping the graph open in the top header? Like, don't close that graph header. Keep it in the file, but then do it basically an on blank ref to the file that was clicked. GPT 5.5 versus Opus 4.7, who will win? Well, I just think that, like, for stuff like that, I mean, you guys just saw it on stream. GPT 5.5, I said this, it just absolutely dominates in, like, back-end work. Yes, it sucks at front end, but the thing is that, hey, if you have a model that is able to actually, I mean, we would have just been prompting with Claude Opus 4.7, and we were doing that. We prompted it 3 times. We were working with it for, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes here. Just in this particular conversation, look how much code was updated. Look how much code was updated with this, and then GPT 5.5 just comes in and just like, let me take care of that. One shot, boom, done. You know, that says something to me, like for sure. Comes in, boom, done. And you get so much more usage out of it too. That's the thing as well, is it's like, I mean, I just am starting to, I already canceled my second Claude Max subscription, but hey, I just think that, you know, the tides are turning a little bit, and GPT is more intelligent. It just is. So if you're having issues, you know, just pass it into GPT, and GPT probably is going to do better. Isn't it not good? Use images to prompt go. Sorry, Dev Mindset. You're gonna have to elaborate a little bit more. What program is this? So this is BridgeSpace. So this is actually the product that I built that has gotten me to 167,000 in ARR. This is the best agentic development environment on the market. So literally, like with BridgeSpace, you have access to all of these tools and features in your agentic development environment. So, you know, I have workspaces open over here. I have access to a browser. I have access to an editor, to Bridge, to all these skills. I also have access to BridgeMemory now, and we're about to deploy all this. BridgeMemory, let's now make it available for pro users. I think that we want to make it available for pro users. So let's actually launch another agent. And I'm at the point where, like, I think that Codex might be king, guys, especially after that. They are really doing a good job. I want you to launch 3 deep dive agents and review BridgeSpace Tari, and note that we now are going to be allowing pro and ultra users to be able to use BridgeMemory. Review this in depth. Basic users are still not going to be able to use BridgeMemory, but pro and ultra users are. I need you to launch these sub agents and identify what needs to be updated to make sure pro and ultra users are able to use BridgeMemory. I then want you to help me update the pricing page and pricing pages on both BridgeMind UI, BridgeMind web app, and BridgeSpace Tari to include the fact that BridgeMemory is now live and shipped and is available for pro subscribers and up. Okay. Let's say for $20 GPT subscription versus $20 Claude subscription, what would you say the multiplier on how much you can get done is? Oh, I mean, I'm not even kidding. Your multiplier on a Claude, $20 Claude subscription versus a $20 GPT subscription, my friend told me, he said, yeah, I get pretty much about 5 to 10 minutes of usage on the $20 Claude subscription, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And I don't know what it is. I don't use those subscriptions, so I can't really tell you that like firsthand. But I can tell you that, yeah, what I hear from people is that on those $20 subscriptions, you basically aren't even able to use, you like can barely even use it. Whereas with Codex, it's like, it's a lot of usage. Yeah, Claude doesn't give you anything. Yeah, Huayik, yeah. Does BridgeMind have good performance with many microservice repos that reference one another, or is it primarily for mono repos? No, it's good for anything. Like it literally, this is just if you guys vibe code, you should be using BridgeSpace. Like it is literally at that point. Oh, look at this. Okay, this is actually a bug. I did just get the update, so the update is now live. Not the BridgeMemory update. That one's not yet deployed. But do you guys see that I just got this big update bar? Let's fix that before we deploy. All right, look at this. Do you guys see this big update bar? All right, this needs to be fixed. And for this, okay, and this is just so you guys know, this is like a fun fact. I used Codex to build that. Do you guys see how it's all messed up? Don't use Codex for design. You need to be using Claude for design. And this is another thing, like when people see that a model has bad design, they think that the model sucks, right? Like people look at Grok and they're like, Grok is terrible, because Grok is terrible at design. Grok is so bad at design, but don't sleep on Grok either. It's just bad at design. It's the same thing with GPT. Claude is really good at design. I need you to review the update now button and note the bug that we're seeing. It's literally showing across the entirety of the bottom. It should be just condensed into the sidebar. Review the screenshot and notice the bug, and then update the code for the update now to make sure that it's just in that sidebar and not overflowing. What is Grok good at? It's really good at reasoning. So Grok is really good at reasoning, and also has a very low hallucination rate. So those are like good elements that will make Grok good in the future, but Grok is not great. Like I do not have it. It's also, guys, we did just hit our like goal, 500 likes. Let's go. Let's drop a 30 bomb real quick. Let's go. All right, implemented. So it looks like this is fixed. So if we go over to the graph view, let's see if this works. Click on this. So I should, okay, perfect. Jeez, that's perfect. All right. Gemini 3.1 Pro. Honestly, I think that GPT 5.5, if you prompt it correctly, is better than Gemini 3.1 Pro. Yeah, just don't use Gemini. What about Gemini? Gemini is out of the conversation right now. Gemini is completely out of the conversation. They're gonna release a new model soon, but currently they are totally out of the conversation, at least in my book. When it first came out, it was really good. Not anymore. It would be interesting if you made a demo with a small project that uses all of BridgeMind's features. That would be ideal. That's a good idea. Yeah, Gemini. Okay, this update now button is getting fixed. That'll ship out in the next version. Okay. Can we change the starting flags for the swarm? Gemini P is headless, should be I, in my opinion. Okay. All right, let's check that out. Honestly, guys, even in this case right here, right? I just got a feature request. I'm not going to use Claude Code. I'm just not. I just think that it's starting to become a little bit unreliable, unfortunately. Check out this feature request and use 2 deep dive agents, have one search the internet, and gain a complete understanding of what the user is requesting and update accordingly. Yeah, I mean, I've been on Claude Code for so long. I was a avid OpenAI fanboy because OpenAI was way ahead for so long, and then Anthropic has been good for a while as well. But, you know, the gap has shrunk a lot. Also, chat, do you guys notice the ultra low latency on the stream today? I just joined randomly and heard you say that Claude Code is unreliable. Yeah, so if you just joined, Jesse, what is the new best agent harness in its place? Well, the thing is that it's good in particular areas, okay? Like, there is not one overarching model that, like, this is not Lord of the Rings, all right? There's not one ring to rule them all. This is more of an instance where you as a vibe coder need to understand that there are some areas where Claude Code is going to excel for certain tasks, and there's other areas where Codex with GPT 5.5 is going to excel, and there's different trade-offs of using both. For example, I have a design task that I'm giving to Claude Code right now. I'm not giving that design task to Codex because look at what Codex did with the design anyway. Do you guys see this huge, look at this. Do you guys see this massive update now button? This is in BridgeSpace right now. This is a bug, okay? And Codex created this because it's terrible at design. So I don't want Codex to be doing really much when it comes to updating my code design-wise, because it does stuff like this where it'll just create a massive update now button at the bottom of my project whenever there's an update, which I want people to know that there's an update, but that should be confined to that sidebar that you see over here on the left. So I just gave this prompt. You can read the prompt. You know, I dropped in the screenshot for reference, and Claude Code's going to fix this right up for us. Not that big of a deal. But I gave that prompt initially to Codex, and Codex caused the issue, right? So this does not look like a one-man job. How do you do this? Insane. I appreciate that. Yeah. I mean, here's the thing is that if you guys don't know this, AI is making it possible. AI is making the things that were once impossible possible. All right, Codex or Claude just said that it can see the bug. It'll fix it here in a second. So, you know, I've been doing this for 3.5 years. I've gotten good at it. Hold on, I'm getting a call. But yeah, sorry about that. Oh, what the heck? Hold on here. I don't know who that was. Okay, give me a second here, guys. Okay, this looks good. Sorry, I was getting a call. I declined. I don't want to answer. Oh my gosh. Getting another call, chat. All right, I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna have to take this call. This is an important call. I'll have to take this real quick. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna mute my mic. Hold on. Sorry, guys. The screen's gonna go black. I just have to talk to this person real quick. Give me 1 second. They're spam calling me, so I'll be right back. Hey, Dario. How's it going? Yeah, you're watching the stream right now? Yeah, did you see what happened? Well, okay, slow down, Dario. I know you're upset, but listen, there's not much I could do about it. You know, I gave the bug to Claude Code. The model couldn't solve it like 3 times in a row, but I gave it to Codex and it literally one-shotted it. Like, what am I supposed to do? No, I can't take another 300 racks. Like, it's getting to the point where I just can't use it anymore. Like, it's just not good on back-end tasks and bugs and stuff. Listen, make it 500 and I'll use it a couple more times on the stream. But honestly, I'm starting to like Codex more in the back end, Dario. I'm gonna be honest. So if you want me to use Claude Code 500 racks, and I'll use it a little bit more. But you know, you're gonna be hard pressed to see me using it. I'm sorry, Dario. I'm really sorry. But yeah, I mean, if you give me, I mean, I'm gonna have to see the wire transfer go through right now if you want me to use it on stream. Can they hear me? No, the screen's dark. Yeah, off stream right now. Yeah, I'm watching the bank account. Yeah. Hold on. Yeah, I'm watching. No, I want to see it come through on stream, then I'll use it. If it comes, yeah, on stream, and I'll use it. Okay. Yep. Okay. All right, I got it, Dario. All right. Yep. Received. All right, I got to get back to the stream. I'm going to tell him. Yeah, no, don't worry about it. I got it. Don't worry about it. All right. Yep. I received. Yep. I'll use Claude Code. All right. See you, Dario. I'll talk to you later. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Bye. All right. What's up, guys? Sorry about that. I was actually on the phone with my ex-wife. But we're good. We're good. You guys know about that whole situation, but we're good. So back to what I was saying, you know, I actually am a pretty big fan of Claude Code. You know, Codex, it's pretty good. You know, just one-shotted for me, but at the end of the day, like Claude Code on design, you're gonna be hard pressed to find Claude Code not like this fix right here. We'll see, it'll ship out, right? But Claude Code is like, sometimes it can be pretty reliable just because of the lower hallucination rate, right? So, you know, you have to weigh a lot when you're using different models. But let's pull out this here, and I do have a skill here. This is new in BridgeSpace. Literally, look at this. You see this? I want to deploy this, right? So all I have to do is just drag and drop. Drag and drop. I now need you to bump the version of BridgeSpace and get this deployed now. Which is better, GPT 5.5 or Claude Opus 4.7? Okay, so the truth of it is that they're different for different tasks, okay? I would recommend that you get both, to be completely honest with you. I've said this before. Actually, I saw somebody in the Discord today that said, hey, I've learned like 3 things from Matthew, the XYZ, and one of them was I do recommend, like, if you don't have the money to afford a Claude Max subscription or like a ChatGPT Pro subscription, literally go get a job so that you can afford more AI credits. It's worth it. Like that may be like, I don't want to come across as like rude when I say that, but I will always say it is worth it to invest money. You're investing money in yourself with these subscriptions. So, you know, if you're younger, you know, and you know your parents have been buying you like Fortnite skins, just ask mommy and daddy to like stop buying you Fortnite skins and to start buying Claude Max subscriptions for you, you know? So instead of getting, you know, Renegade Raider, you know, you can get a Claude Max sub, you know? So just a suggestion for all of you that may be a little bit younger, but. All right. I have unlimited AI credits through my job. What should I use it for? Hold on, mute the app. What question? All right, I'm not going to deploy this yet. We're still waiting on this one to fix. This one's going to update. So this is about to ship out. I'm very interested to see what you guys think. So BridgeMemory, this is actually the #1 goal. We did finish these 2 goals, okay? This one. So BridgeMemory is now getting shipped out in the next version. I do need to make a couple videos today, so I need to make some tutorial videos for how to actually use BridgeMind, and then I also need to make a video on Obsidian, and I want to do like a big deep dive in Obsidian, because at this point Obsidian is now a competitor of BridgeSpace and of BridgeMind. So I'm going to do a video on Obsidian and just like gain a complete understanding. I'm going to show you guys how to use Obsidian, but to some extent, like we're basically going to take everything in Obsidian and it's now inside of BridgeSpace, and it's going to be much easier to use inside of BridgeSpace, and we'll continue to iterate and make this better and better. Let's make sure that this looks good and is ready to be deployed, but I'm pretty sure everything's good here. So yeah, this looks pretty good. You guys can see that it's, yeah, perfect. How are the Hermes setups working? They're incredible. I mean, once I got the Hermes agents set up, my life changed, to be honest. It changed a lot, because it took so many tasks that I was doing that just like were really hard to get around to, and it just completely automated them. It completely automated them. It's incredible. What is the skills window on the right? I have never seen anything like that. Yeah, so I actually did just launch this. I built this over the weekend. I haven't really made that big of a deal about it. I'll include it in like videos and stuff, but this is very, very useful. So there's some built-in BridgeSpace subscriptions, and then there's also some like skills that you can create. So with your subscription, you're gonna get access to different skills. There's more shipping out in the next update, but this is very useful because you can just drag and drop them in. Do you guys see this? So literally whatever you want to use, instead of having to even prompt it, you're just like, oh, I want to improve my SEO. Boom, drop in the SEO skill, give it a prompt, and you know you're off to the races. It's very useful, and you guys can look at the skill here and how it's structured. If you have BridgeSpace, I would definitely go check that out. I actually used it and launched 10 agents to improve my SEO earlier. What's the orange button? We're fixing this. This is actually a bug. This button is for updating now. There's a new BridgeSpace update, but I'm actually shipping. I already fixed that bug. You guys, I already mentioned this, but Codex built this for me, and you guys notice the issue with it? Why is the update button like that? Codex. Yeah, Codex does that. Codex will be doing things like that, but I had Claude Code fix it, so it's good. What's the SEO toolkit look like? Yeah, so I can break this down for you. So look at this. So modern search optimization skill. So you optimize pages for classical search, Google, Bing, and AI answer engines. So it has both, you know, modern search engines and then also AI search engines. So for example, phase 1 title tags. So the best practices for title tags are 50 to 60 characters. Meta descriptions, target length is 150 to 160 characters. So there's these different best practices that we've built in. Also, are meta keywords dead? Google has ignored meta name keywords since 2009. Bing treats it as a spam signal. Is that true? I didn't even know that. Is anybody here an SEO expert? Do you see this? Is that true? Omit entirely. Meta keywords is dead? A bit too long? I don't think so. Like this is basically like, I mean, how many? It's 331 lines. I think this is perfect. Do you use Supabase as a database? No, I use AWS for all my infrastructure. Have I already tried Quen 3.6.227 local? Will there be a bridge bench for that? There will be, yes. I'm shipping this out right now, guys. I'm shipping this out. Not a spam signal. A couple people are saying it's dead, but they don't care. Okay. Okay. All right, chat, there's a couple things I need to do. I'm shipping this out right now. This is BridgeMemory. I have to make a video on Obsidian, which is gonna probably drop tomorrow morning before the stream. I'm gonna be live tomorrow at the same time I was live today, 10:30. We did knock out BridgeMemory, so this is gonna be something that we're gonna continue to iterate on, but this is actually super, super sick. Literally now, with the next update of BridgeSpace, you can go in here. If you have a Pro or an Ultra subscription, you can go here, and you literally have access now to create memory systems inside of your projects, just like you do with Obsidian. So you can go here, here's my memory for this project, and you can create as many memory hubs as you want. So this is really cool. We shipped this out. GPT 5.5 built this for us, and this is a super cool part of BridgeSpace that we're now going to be able to use in our vibe coding workflow. But I do need to create some videos, some tutorial videos. That's on my list for today, and I don't want to be on stream when I do that, just so I can like do editing and stuff. But thank you guys for tuning in. I will be back. I'll be back tomorrow. I'll have a video out before the stream, and I'll be back tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. If you guys haven't already joined the BridgeMind Discord community, make sure you do so. I'm going to drop a link in the chat to the Discord. Make sure you join up if you haven't already. If you haven't already, subscribed, followed, you guys know the drill. We show up every day. We make progress. And before I end the stream, though, let's do one final check of the Stripe dashboard. Take a look at where we're at. And I think it's going to keep on growing, guys. The marketing channels are performing really well. But let's take a look here. So here is the dashboard. So today, $283 in revenue today. Let's go over to BridgeMind main and check out the revenue. So we're at 14,186 in MRR, gross volume 27,000. So it looking pretty good. But thank you guys for all your support. Again, as a reminder, we are going to have a project sharing event on Wednesday. This is going to be May 6th, Wednesday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, project sharing event. Super excited for it. But with that being said, guys, I will see you guys in the future. Whew. That was a good stream. Hello, this is Matthew. Oh, hey, Sam. How's it going? Yeah. I've got plenty of time to talk.